Want to be accused of being. Sometimes you get accused of being late even when you're early. It's the Tom Coughlin philosophy. You're 5 minutes early, you're 10 minutes late. Dom, welcome. Guten Tag.
Ciao?
Ciao. Does ciao mean welcome?
No, I think it means bye. Maybe hello. I don't know.
I was going to say,
don't do languages.
do you even know the words of the whatever language that
Italian. I really should know which one that is.
Arrivederci.
Hola. Hola.
Hola, hola, ¿dónde está el baño, por favor?
Oh, no, I've got
Oh,
to do it in
Dom.
Spanish.
We
And my
got
Spanish is limited to hola.
That's what your Spanish is limited to. Kareem is already ready. Kareem is already out in the house. He's already ready.
At least that makes one of us.
James Williams in the now immortal words of Heath Ledger. And here we go. What's up? Not much. It's a Tuesday. I could think of what the day is today.
Feels like Friday already, man.
Did you hear the news that just broke out? Which one? That Ken Dorsey is taking the job. Apparently, Brian Flores is suing the New York Giants. Really? Why would he be suing the New York Giants? I didn't hear that.
No, let me Google.
Let's Google that, Dom. No, former candidate is suing the Giants in a race. Oh my God! Candidate Brian Flores is suing for race class action. Former is one of the three files for job proposed a class action lawsuit against the NFL for a painful history of racism continuing through the present day. According to the complaint, the Giants had already made their decision. To hire Dable and disclosed such news to a third party before Flores even had his final team interview with the team. I'm going to rephrase that. Flores found out from New England head coach Bill Belichick. Well, I'm going to say something right now. If this is true, this is very, very bad for the New York Giants organization.
It certainly doesn't look good.
It would be texting him saying they hired Brian Dable. If this is true, the Giants are in a lot of trouble. I could see this coming. Not just
one consequences might the NFL do to them.
Forfeiting of draft choices.
Well, at least we don't have many top ones this year, so that's all right.
No, not like they would take one of the first rounders. Wow. I mean, you don't want to say anything. You don't want to say anything. But if this is truthful, and I don't think Brian Flores is the kind of guy that would just go around making this up. I don't think he doesn't. He's had his, because honestly, if you're doing this and you're attacking the NFL and the New York Giants, you're pretty much going to kill your career for a little bit.
Yeah.
Hard-hitting commentary. Yeah.
I mean, it's staggering. If it, like you say, if this is true, apart from the reputational damn hit that this would provide the New York Giants, this is oh, hello. This is actually
text messages were leaked.
Yeah, this is staggeringly incompetent of the Giants, and does raise. Oh my goodness me! There we go. Staggeringly incompetent of the Giants, because I clicked on one of the Google things about Brian Flores and it comes up with the adverts on the video. But staggeringly incompetent of the Giants, and does raise questions about racism in the NFL, which we've addressed before.
Well, it's funny, and no, it's not funny. But if this is the case, I mean, it would make certain sense, because Brian Flores never got really like a second interview. You know what I mean? He got the I don't even think he got a Zoom interview. I think he got one in-person interview. Leslie Frazier got a Zoom interview, and he got a in-person interview. So Flores was only really interviewed once by the Giants.
And man, with his reputation, regardless of, I think the fallout with Chris Greer is because Chris Greer wanted to save his job. But, regardless of how true that is, if you're bringing the guy in for a second interview, at least give him the courtesy of a proper second interview, not a cursory one where you've already made the decision.
Well, the problem is,
this might not be true, but
the problem is he didn't even have a first interview. The in-person interview was Brian Flores' first interview.
Yeah. And a man of the success he brought to Miami, and let's be clear, he brought a lot of relative success to Miami given what he had. And I always say his first year was arguably his most successful. was it 5-11? I think he was. With that roster was just incredible. Deserves proper respect, proper interview processes, and we should be going through the proper process. If we have picked Dable, and we all suspected we were going Dable as soon as we hired Shane, then let's not mess the man around, shall we? It is very concerning, this news.
Now he's interviewing with the Saints. Flores is today.
Yeah.
After the Senior Bowl practice, he's interviewing with the Saints. But I mean, that's not. Listen, I have never said that the Giants I ever thought were an inherently racist organization. And I never thought that. I've never said that. I know people think of the history of not having a black quarterback, the history of not having a black head coach. But when stuff like this comes out, yeah, I understand if Shane is coming in and Brian Dable is your guy, don't go through the process of and I guess you have to because of the Rooney Rule, but you don't go through the process of dragging people all the way into Jersey after a snowstorm to turn around and interview them and then pretty much know you're not giving them the job. That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. It's ridiculous. And hopefully this is not true and is a misunderstanding or a miscommunication. But as you say, Brian Flores does not strike me as the type of guy to mess around. No,
he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would screw his career by saying that I followed this stream now for a while. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't Skylar Shaw. Thank you for following the stream for a while. If you followed it for a while, the Dahmer. Say hi, Dom.
Yeah, bad luck about that. But no, thank you. Glad to have you along.
What's the big deal? The Giants don't have the right to hire someone when they want to. Yes, the Giants have the right to hire someone when they want to, but they also need to follow the rules of the NFL. And the Rooney Rule is not something you are just supposed to just kind of go around. That's not the point of the Rooney Rule. The Rooney Rule is to bring in minority candidates for head coaching positions to allow them to actually have an opportunity to compete for a job. But if you are bringing someone in just to interview them to fulfill the Rooney Rule, and then you basically have forehand knowledge that you're not even going to consider hiring this guy because you've already hired somebody else, that's not the heart of the rule.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That is the issue, and that could, if proved to be true, as you say. I mean, I wasn't sure what the consequences of what the NFL could do, but imagine something like that they do take quite seriously, and it affects their reputation. They will come down hard on that.
For all those that do not know, that the Brian Flores is suing the NFL in a class action lawsuit, basically saying that the Giants had already made a decision to hire Brian Flores well before the fact that he came in for an interview. They had the poor guy come in for an interview, probably to satisfy the Rooney Rule, but they had no intentions of even seriously considering him for any positions within the Giants. Like I said, I am not saying the Giants are inherently racist. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, because I don't know. Nobody knows, but it's another, for an off-season, Dom, that seemed to be going so well.
We were all waiting for this, though. We were not this particular news, but for something to go wrong.
We were waiting for the shoe to drop. I didn't think it was going to be the racism shoe. I thought it was going to be a dumb signing.
Yeah, I mean, that, expecting to take a punter with number 5 overall, that sort of thing, but yeah, not this. This is genuinely worrying news.
Mr. Jackson, thank you for the super chat. The Philly kid needs a trip to Poppycocker, so I'm pitching in. For those that do not know, and Dom doesn't even know about this, we are revamping Poppycockers. We got a lot going. We got Dom's got his own commercial for Poppycockers now.
I didn't think we allowed filming on the floor. I will just.
We're the owner, so you can do whatever the hell you want to do. Oh my God. It would have to be proven assumptions don't work. Well, evidently there's text messages. There's text messages. Oh, you're Phil. I didn't know, Mr. Jackson. I didn't know. Oh, the Philly kid. I didn't know you were from Philly or in Philly. I didn't know that. I'm right around the corner from Philly. Evidently, it's not only assumptions if you have text messages and proof. that kind of eliminates the assumption of the issue.
The timestamp on them is going to be key, right?
Yeah. I mean, especially the fact, and I find it interesting if it turns out that it is the Belichick.
Interesting that it's him that why would you do that? I mean, how stupid can you get if that's what you've done? Jesus.
It's like I said, it's the Giant way. It's the and you know it's funny. This is probably a bad time, but I had a whole Pep Hamilton video coming out right away. I had a whole Pep Hamilton video. I already got it queued up. I was actually typing it because I want Pep Hamilton as the offensive coordinator. But if the Giants are a bunch of racists, I guess we're not going to hire him.
Well, conversely, they may hire him to show that they're not. But again, you've just got to take the best person here, whoever they are.
Mr. Jackson, I get it. I'm actually in Arizona, but the kids are the kids, no matter who they are, unless they are Jamaican. Then they drink the water and make them different. Oh my God, we are just going down the wrong path today. Just going down. Oh my God, man. LeVar is here. I'm here. We'll talk in a little bit, LeVar. We just got the show started. We got everything going on here.
I've got to talk so boringly that at least 40 people drop out the stream before we get people on to save the show.
Oh my God, we're gonna need someone to save the show because I just don't know today. If the Giants if I felt the Giants were a bit racist when they didn't hire Eric Bieniemy, I don't know. Like I said, the Bieniemy they couldn't hire 2 years ago because of the fact that he was in the Super Bowl, and the Giants did not want to wait to hire their offensive coach, which I don't fault them for that. I think if you want to wait to hire your offense, you don't want to wait because you want to get the season started. You want to get the ball rolling. You want to get your general manager in place. You would like to do it before the Super Bowl is over so you can start looking at your entire organization, Dom. So I don't see that being part of, a racist situation, Dom. What about you?
No. I mean, there's logic to that, unless of course there is, and there's no evidence to suggest it. Just even despite this today, but it's anything to do with race. I'm hopeful it's everything to do with the fact that they were convinced Dable was their guy rather than Flores wasn't, rather than institutional racism. But Bieniemy, you're exactly right. But I think that's why a lot of teams. There's no way Bieniemy should not have had a head coaching opportunity right now, but because Kansas keep going so deep into the playoffs, he's not necessarily getting the opportunity. I think that's all it is.
Right, exactly. I want Pep as OC as well. I want Pep. I got a whole video about Pep. I'm going to talk about Pep because I actually know someone who knows Pep. And that's why I even say in the video, I don't have an unbiased opinion. So I would say in the video, I was going to come out today, but I don't know if I'm going to do it now with all those racists. Dear Lord, guys, can we just catch a break? It was going too swimmingly.
We knew it was coming, right? We knew it was coming.
Do you think the Giants are going in the right direction? I don't know now.
And until approximately 21 minutes ago, yes, I did.
I was like, I don't know now. Maybe they are. Maybe they're not. I don't know how to. I find it funny because you got a lot of people that, and I don't think Dom and I include that comment, but you got a lot of people I'm about to make. We got a lot of people that don't know how to deal with race when the topic comes up. A lot of people try to shy away from it. A lot of people try to avoid it. I don't. Because it's a part of life, but if you literally have, hold on, I'm getting text messages. I'm waiting for people to send me the text messages. But if you have another coach from another team telling the candidate that they've already hired this guy and you're just coming in for fulfillment of a rule and it can be proven. I don't know, Dom.
It's really genuinely worrying and genuinely not good.
Assuming those assumptions are accurate and true.
Exactly, as we've said numerous times and probably should continue to say. But yeah, there's a whole lot on Twitter about here, the text between Bill Belichick and Brian Flores. Yeah.
Rooney Rule, it seems Merritt just wanted to fulfill the NFL protocol, making it seem they were interested in Flores. They did that with Leslie Frazier. They didn't need to do it. They didn't need to do it, Brian Flores. I think in some regards, the Giants were bringing in Brian Flores, so they knew they were going to hire Dable, so they could say to a section of the fan base who wanted not a quality. I don't want to say quality head coach because we don't know what Dable's going to be yet, but they wanted a experienced head coach saying, "Hey, look, see, we hired him." How much is it going to suck, though, Dom, if Jim Harbaugh ends up in Minnesota?
Well, that's the big rumors, right?
Mm-hmm.
The big rumors, and I forget who he's supposed to be taking with him now as his OC. I can't remember who it was now, but there's someone that I was quite interested in might be going there as his OC.
But LeVar says, but I didn't want to just throw it out there. Evidently, LeVar's talking about what's going on with Twitter. I mean, I don't know. The Giants should hire the Kansas City Chiefs quarterbacks coach. No, the Mike, whatever his name is, the guy's been in the league since 2016 when he was a graduate assistant. I was a graduate assistant in college too for a season. Doesn't mean I could be head coach. And you're coaching Patrick Mahomes.
He's got a little man called Patrick Mahomes to coach.
Yeah, Pep has been in the league, been coaching since like 1998. Well, oh my God, we're gonna get into Pep Hamilton. I like Pep. I did a great video on Pep Hamilton. I should just play the video and Dom and I could take a rest and have tea. Jeffrey says, "Hey Jeffrey, happy birthday, happy February, y'all." Oh my God, it's okay. Oh, it's okay for David. It's okay. I'm Jamaican. You can make that joke. Well, I don't know if I could say that joke because I'm not Jamaican. Sorry. Oh my God. Let's see here. What does Ed say? Oh my God. They interviewed the defense coordinator for Buffalo Bills before Flores, so it definitely wasn't about the Rooney Rule. Well, here's the problem I have. If that's the case, why even bringing Flores in if you've already made a decision on Brian Daboll?
That's the issue, isn't it? Right. And if you've broken the rules, you've broken the rules. I mean, and if it can be proven, it's as simple as that.
Right. That's the problem, though. Oh my God, what is Jeffrey?
I mean, the only thing is whether Bill Belichick had correct information and whether that was just his assumption on what was happening, or whether he knew, and that
I don't think
the issue. But looking at those texts, it looks like he was.
I was just reading. It looks like he knew something.
Yeah, I was reading them just a second ago when you were talking, which is why I wasn't paying full attention. It looked fairly damning. It looked like he knew. And I imagine he knew from Patrick Graham. If I was a betting man.
Jeffrey
that's my opinion, no fact behind that. But
Jeffrey Avery says having 2 of the first 3 first rounders is the O-line in the first round. And the answer is good luck with that. Yeah, good luck with that too. I don't want that. I want to see
good luck if we have 2 first rounders.
Yeah, I know. You could see what happens. I want to see Andrew Thomas get ready to get paid. Fans will be happy to keep him at his price tag. No, of course not. No one's going to want to keep Andrew Thomas' price tag. He's already going. That's the thing people don't get. Andrew Thomas is already going into year 3. Can you believe that already, Dom? Year 3.
Yeah, but I mean that's how stagnant we've been in the last couple of years.
Stagnant.
I know, but two years, and I don't think he's been that bad for us. But when you think about when you get a franchise left tackle, you'd like to see us being further up. It's one of the most important positions on the pitch, and yet we've gone backwards since Andrew Thomas got here. No reflection on him, but a reflection on the team and where we are and where we've been heading.
Oh my God! I got another message here. Dorsey got cold feet, and some people are saying Dorsey got cold feet about wanting to come and coach Daniel Jones. I don't know if that's the case. That could be the case, though. Sounds like Flores is a little salty. Well, I'd be a little salty too if you flew me in during a snowstorm and you had already hired a guy.
I've been to job interviews before where I knew full well I wasn't getting the job beforehand, but you can't not interview because otherwise you get a reputation for not even going. I was pissed. I knew. And do you know how I knew? Because as I walked up the stairs to the interview, there was a congratulations to, insert name here, on being on you, insert position I was just about to interview for. I was irritated, and I'd only traveled 20 minutes.
Yeah, this guy only traveled in a snowstorm. Oh, I'm looking at the text messages. Oh God. We're gonna keep our fingers crossed that it's not true. that's what
Fangio was linked with as DC, not OC with the Vikings.
With the Vikings,
with Jim Harbaugh goes there, yeah.
Well, and people, do you really believe this? I don't know. What does Brian Flores have to gain to lie?
No.
He doesn't have anything to gain. He's potentially causing friction within the NFL by saying this. He does nothing. There's nothing to gain, and to that's
look at Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, it's a terrible look for Mara. It's another thing. It's another it's another thing. And Jeffrey, James Williams said to Jeffrey, I'm happy Black History Month. It is Black History Month. It is February 1st. That just confirms that the Giants won't even give Malik Willis a chance. I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't know if any of this is true yet. I mean, I can't.
I mean, look, we don't know if it's true. We've got to. The texts do look pretty damning. You've got to hope it is a misunderstanding on what the situation was, and therefore that the decision hadn't been made, and therefore Brian Flores is suing based on misinformation. But as you say, to be suing is a major step to be taking. Those texts look pretty damning.
Right.
And we just have to hope that moving forward that this is not correct. I still don't think that means we won't draft Malik Willis, based on his color. I have to believe that as a Giants fan that my side, my franchise side, is not institutionally racist. And if it is, then I hope it's dealt with. But I have to hope that it is not.
But this is really just screwing up all my videos. James Williams comes out with a big statement. He's right. Having a black coordinator, a black running back coach, or linebacker coach is totally different than having a black head coach or quarterback just saying facts. You're not wrong. Oh, James, I found this for you, James. I was talking to James yesterday. You go in the cage. Cage goes in the water. Shark in the water. Our shark. Sorry.
Who the hell is that?
You won't know because you're not cool.
No, we've established this many
You're
times.
not cool, dude. You're not cool like me and James. Tim,
also, was that a life-size model of me?
No, let's see. This is the model. If it was Dom, there we go. Life-size model. There's Dom. There's Dom. I think Mara put his foot in his mouth and just wants to bring Flores in because he made the phone call before hiring Schoen. It's funny. We talked about that. You and I talked about that before, Don, that we found it weird that they were setting up interviews with head coaches before they even had a general manager.
Yeah. I mean, it was weird. I mean, the only thing you could look at it was, there were two ways of looking at it. One, all of our GM candidates all had the same name on their list and therefore were setting it up in advance. Alternatively, the Maras had someone that they insisted that the GM interviews.
Right.
Or both.
Right.
And to James's point just now, again, I think he's absolutely right. There is a big difference between more black coaches in the big four positions, arguably, if you count special teams coordinators, which we try not to after the judge, getting a job, compared to the lower coaching positions, particularly when you look at the percentage, and I don't have it in front of me, of black players that are playing in the NFL that then don't make coaching positions. The two lines do not match as you would expect them to do.
Right. And Kurt Barry says, we've interviewed multiple black candidates. I am black and I wanted Dable. It's football. I'm a Giant fan. Just wanted the best head coach. I wanted Flores.
I agree. I wanted the best head coach, regardless of color, creed,
and I thought Flores would be the guy because we're hiring another offensive coordinator who had been fired multiple times for his offensive philosophy and only found success when he found Josh Allen. And he's not bringing Josh Allen here.
Sadly, wish he was.
Unless he kidnaps him.
I mean, you have to hope. I mean, I've said all along my preferences were experienced head coach, preferably. Secondly, a history of developing players and getting the most out of talent, and then thirdly, offensive minded. Both Dable and Flores hit two of those three boxes.
Yeah,
Flores hits the first two, which were the most important two. Dable second and third. The only thing that does play in Dable's favor is I think it's really important that GM and head coach have a really strong relationship. It's one of the most important relationships in the NFL organization, and you've got to hope that relationship sort of overcomes the lack of experience, coupled with the fact that we have to be patient. You said it in your video today. We have to be patient because we are not set up for success this year, and therefore that gives them a little bit of time to find their feet. But you want to be finding your feet quickly, like the Dolphins did, like the Bengals have. And to do that, you probably ideally want someone that knows what they're doing as opposed to learning on the job. So I too preferred Flores over Dable, but I'm not unhappy about the Dable signing.
No, I'm not unhappy because, like I said, you're gonna have to have patience. Wolfie says Pep was always my second choice after Dorsey. The XFL tenure put him on the map for me. He was 3-2 in the XFL with the Washington team. I forget the name of the Washington team. If you want to know where the Texans are, the Tex, go TMZ has it also. You can also find it on Twitter. Thank you, James. Hit that.
You can literally just Google Brian Flores, who's Giants Tex, and it will come up.
Well, you're just smarter than me. Now Dom is figuring out how to Google. The
I
decision
know.
on
I've been practicing.
the decision on cutting Bradbury versus Martinez is making me fight myself. Well, I want to know who's going to win that fight.
Which one would you cut out of choice? You did.
I would take LeVar. In the fight against LeVar, I would take LeVar. If LeVar was fighting LeVar, I would take LeVar. That's
I'm well aware. I
my
didn't phrase
personal
that
choice.
question
That's who I would take.
I meant Bradbury Martinez, as you well know.
I'm cutting Bradbury. I'm probably cutting Blake. You got one guy that seemed to have lost a step. You got one guy coming off an ACL.
I did say one.
I'm cutting them both.
Yeah, I said if you had to cut one.
Don't fucking listen.
Come on. No, bad luck. You make me answer these questions when I don't want to. Now's your turn.
No.
You had to cut one.
No.
You had to cut one?
No.
One?
No. I do whatever the hell I want. I'm in charge. I am referred to as the man. Okay? Can't make me go against my thing. I'm cutting them both.
Just because you got a button.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Well, we now know Dom knows how to count. He's got past. He hasn't guessed one yet, but we're good.
Can only do the binary code or whatever.
Joe scouted Malik while he was still in Buffalo. We have a chance. We always have a chance for the Malik Willis Express. And there we go. Somebody figured it out. It was Jaws. It was Jaws.
Never been a fan of Jaws.
You never been a
by
fan
the
of
way,
Jaws?
By the way, how do we know that Shane was there just watching Willis? How do we know he wasn't there watching defensive tackle that he won taking the 6th round?
Because he's watching Willis. Remember, Tim, we were talking about a changed narrative. Giants never had a black head coach or a black starting quarterback. All they had to do was hire Flores. Everyone didn't even know he deserves a second chance. I think he deserves a second chance. I mean, I think he deserves a first chance. I don't think technically he got a full first chance in Miami, to be honest, because when your team starts 1-9, you finish 9-8. Your team didn't quit.
Damn nearly made the playoffs from where they were. Just would have been phenomenal. I know they didn't, but
they would have beat Jacksonville.
How did they not beat Jacksonville? But yeah, amazing. So anyway, Martinez or Bradbury?
Neither. Oh my God, where did you find a Quint action figure? You go in the cage. Cage goes in the water. Shark in the water. Irish shark. Farewell and adieu to you good Spanish ladies. Farewell to you ladies of Spain. So have we received orders to go back to Boston. Sorry, never more to see you again. It's I actually have the shark too. Because James already told you I'm a big child.
I was gonna say, seriously, I've never seen a grown man have so many action figures. Did you just spend your day on eBay?
No, I don't. I've collected stuff like over the years. I'm like one of these kids, you didn't have certain things as a kid, you when you get to be an adult, you overcompensate. I guess.
I mean, I would say I'll let you know when I get to adulthood, but you seem to think you're there already. So.
Oh no, I'm not there. For $5,000, you can have the head, the tail, and the whole damn thing. How do you not like Jaws? I'm not liking you anymore, Don.
I've not seen it. I've never seen it.
You never seen it?
No, never seen it.
Could be nothing since Dan Quinn stopped doing interviews. He visits Giants, but then again, where there's smoke, Dan Quinn withdrew his name from consideration from the Giants job. I mean, I don't know what.
Did he not withdraw his name from other jobs as well? He decided to stay in Dallas, right?
He decided to stay in South, so there wasn't other opportunities. Also,
I think he thinks he's replacing Mike McCarthy next year.
Yeah, maybe. Hello, baby. Chantilly lace with a pretty face. And sorry. Now I'm going to the songs from the 50s. Logic's Finest says, hello, Tim. Hello, Dom. Hello, James. Hello, all. Hope everyone is doing well. We're doing well, except the Giants are racist.
Yeah. Yeah, apart from that small issue to put a great big torpedo in our offseason, was going so swimmingly well.
Oh my God. So now they're the most racist franchise. Give me a break. The Giants have the most diverse fan base. I'm from California. I'm not saying the Giants are racist.
No. We are saying they're being sued for.
They're being sued by Brian Flores because they're racist. Allegedly. That's what you got to add in. In America, you got to add that in.
Well, no, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's not allegedly they're being sued. That seems apparent.
Yes, they are being apparently. So now when Flores doesn't get a job, is he going to pull the race card? Here's my thing about Brian Flores. I think Brian Flores was thinking he was getting an actual opportunity to go in for an interview for the New York Giants job. And then to find out that he flew in during the middle of a snowstorm or right before a snowstorm, whatever the hell it was. And basically they had already hired the coach. I would be
pissed.
I would be pissed. I don't care what color you are. I don't care if you're purple.
Yeah.
I would be pissed. What do you think, Quint? Shark in the water. Our shark. Sorry. I am fundamentally against the Rooney Rule because I view it as a lessening color of people and making more teams interview. However, the rule, you can't break the rules. Got to follow protocol. I don't know. What I keep getting beeps here. Bleeps.
I agree wholeheartedly. You can't break the rules 100%. On the Rooney Rule, I don't know. I think there are pros and cons, right? I mean, I think the NFL has to do, and this goes to other organisations, have to do a better job on diversity as a whole.
I agree.
Whether the Rooney Rule is the answer, I don't know, but they have to find something that works, not just on race, just across the board on diversity. And it's not just NFL; it's other sports and organisations in multiple countries across the world, which is a sad thing to say.
I'm just trying to look at the text messages again. Did you guys like the hire of Bobby Johnson as the offensive line coach? What happened?
I lost you then for a second, but I was wondering if Bill Belichick texted you.
Bill Belichick did text me. Did you hear something on an interview on Thursday? I think we had a shot. I got it. Let's just see if this is true. I'm like, Bobby Johnson coming over from the Bills. Everyone was in love with Mark Colombo when we hired him.
That ended well.
I've got
to take you. I'm sorry, I've got to take you to task on that statement. Not everyone loved Mark Colombo. A guy called Joe didn't like him at all.
Well, yeah, that's true because he came over with a guy named Jason. Again, it's different talent. I think I could go to Buffalo and be Josh Allen's quarterback coach.
I very nearly said that same thing earlier.
I could do this. Josh, throw the ball 30 yards that way. Okay, look, I'm a genius. I fixed Josh Allen. I mean, it's honest.
In fairness, when he came into the league, he was raw, very raw.
But was that Dable or Brian Dorsey?
Well, quite, because both were there pretty much throughout. When it's not there.
But you spend more time working when you're not installing the game plan. All your time is in the quarterback room with the quarterback coach.
Yeah, exactly. That said, Dable does have to develop the system that gets the best out of the quarterback. But when you've got a quarterback that can do so many things, it's a tad easier.
Jared's confused, so let's bring up Jared up to speed. Recently, Timmy has fallen in the well, but what happened now is the barn is caught on fire, and as the fire is burning and Timmy's in the well, Lassie is nowhere to be found. So we had Dom go out and try to find people, but there was Dom's tree that was on fire. So we didn't get any cookies because the Keebler elves all died. And the Giants are racist.
I mean,
allegedly.
After that very long tangent about Timmy and Wells and stuff, essentially Brian Flores is suing the Giants for essentially bringing you in to interview when they had already hired Dable, and therefore is saying that the Giants are racist.
And Mr. Jackson coming to the super chat. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. I'm reading Flores was offered $100,000 for each game he lost, and he won. He won more. The owner got mad. I don't know if that's true. Is that true, Dom? Did you read anything about that?
I don't understand why you do that.
The higher draft pick, because you got a good talented team, you get a higher draft pick, and then you come next year, get your higher draft choice. It's called tanking. Yeah,
I don't think they were doing that. I just don't think that Miami were doing that. I really don't. And you know what? If he was offered that and did what he did, then absolutely, I've even more respect for him.
Giants BS until Archie Manning graduated, then draft him. Eli is in the building. All games and nepotism. Okay.
A long way to wait until how far away is Archie Manning?
Well, he hasn't gotten to school yet. He hasn't gotten to
I was going to say. So.
Oh my God! All these damn text messages about. You know what the worst thing is? It's of course it's Black History Month, the first day of it.
I know.
I mean, you want to talk about optics? Is the lawsuit being televised?
We're not good on optics.
I don't know. We're not good on optics. We're both ugly people. I guess if you've seen us, we can't even look in the mirror. I get me when I go like this.
I might have to wear a hat next week.
I'm getting a haircut, so I'm going to not have my hat on. People go, why do you wear a hat? You have hair. Why do you wear a hat? Because my hair grows like a weed. And when it gets out of its shape, it's like.
Do you remember the first time you met me? We were in the middle of a lockdown.
Yes, I do remember the first time I met you.
I look like Tom Hanks in Castaway.
I've cried every day since. Did you see that Flores is suing the Giants in Miami and the NFL not hiring him? I think that's exactly what. We saw that, Lou. We've been talking about that for a little bit. Oh, thank you for the super chat, my friend. All super chats go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. If Belichick leaked this to Flores out of spite because of what happened with Judge, that he didn't know which Brian he was texting is BS.
We've all made those mistakes, but
I am going to say this, and I'm not defending Belichick or anyone else. I have multiple friends with the same name, Ed. And I have sent text messages and multiple text messages to the wrong Eds. So, I mean, I'm not going to say that doesn't happen.
It's easily done.
Yeah. I mean, I actually had a conversation with one guy named Ed, and then thinking it was another guy named Ed. And then it turned out the one guy named Ed was saying to me, and it's like 30 minutes in the conversation, he finally said to me, "What the hell are we talking about?" And then I told him, I said, "Well, remember last night when we were," and he's like, "I wasn't out with you last night."
I mean, how do you get 30 minutes in before you?
I guess it was a great conversation. I'm a conversation.
With you? Are you sure?
Yeah, I was positive it was me. But I can
doesn't sound reasonable.
Shut up. Nobody likes you. They only come here to see me. They don't come here to see you.
Well, that's apparent. Anyway, Martinez or Bradbury?
Both. All right, what do we got here? 7 players or 68% of the current player can be moved. What can be done rebuilding the defense? Nothing can be done. We're going to be in cap hell. We have
to realize that 2022 is a building process. I said to you earlier that your video spot on. It's what I've been thinking and saying for weeks. Today, I thought, we have to have patience. We have to try and move as many players on as we can, but that is not going to be easy because of the cap.
Yeah, and like I said, there was a great video today. I did.
I really genuinely think you summed it up beautifully. My feelings on the next season or so. I said to you beforehand, and I don't like to pay you compliments just before how you go on.
Say something nice about my eyes.
Let's not get carried away. But I don't like to give you a compliment just before we go on because I'm worried about your ego. Even bigger than it already is.
Worry about that. Just because the Rooney Rule is a failure doesn't mean you should not just move past it and ignore the unsolvable glaring issue of minority coaches being simply meaning to be completely different standards. I don't know if they're held to different standards, to be honest. I think the hiring practices are kind of out of whack. I think when 78, 80% of the NFL is African American, that you don't have a lot more head coaches. There's not more guys that are qualified for head coach. I don't know. I'm not going to solve the issue of racism today. I'm working on cancer right now. So let me work on the cancer issue first. Then I'm working on global warming. And as soon as I get global warming under control, I'll get into racism. There's a lot on my plate, Dom.
I've got a few other tasks on my work list if you want. Fix stripper pole.
Why would you need to fix a stripper pole?
Well, it came loose. Chardonnay got a bit overexcited.
Start audio.
You know what's going on, everyone. You got the something. You got to do it. You got to go to Poppycockers. The best in London, Oakland, Hampton, to the West End. If you want your poppycock, we all know where to go. You go to Poppycockers. There we go.
And number 18, there's a leaky tap in the gents.
In the gents' toilet. Do you guys have urinal cakes?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I don't know.
I thought maybe ice hockey with them where you're pissing.
I thought they would be. I thought you would like urinal pies or something. I don't know.
No.
Yeah. I don't know. What do we got on here? It went from the Giants getting a new GM to the head coach to be on the
Sorry, going back to urinal cakes, I can't believe. So I used to be a supermarket manager, and literally once someone tried to substitute for urinal cakes for an actual cake because the one they wanted wasn't in stock, so they went and got like a Victoria sponge and sent that out instead. You just can't make it up.
Oh my god, Dom, you can't make that. I just cannot believe you have gone from supermarket manager to strip club entrepreneur. I think that's fantastic.
I know.
That's fantastic.
Look, being your own boss, I know the nights are a bit of a pain, but you know.
Flores statement on law. Oh, geez, there's a Flores statement. I understand that I may be risking coaching the game I love. Oh, this is not good. Dom, find the statement.
I'm just doing it now.
Look it up under Bleacher Report. Jeffrey Abbey, man, how do you late on this? How am I'm breaking news. I'm like CNN, Fox News, and all the other channels I don't watch. Hey, I like Dom.
Thanks, Dom. I think he was talking about himself, not me, but I'll take it.
I was thinking that too. I was like, there's something wrong with that segment here. Yeah, Dom is going to Google. He is suing because they made him interview Good Luck winning the champ. Actually, he has a good opportunity to win that very much so, Ed, because the whole Rooney Rule is designed the fact to give candidates an actual chance for a job. And if you're just interviewing people and then already have someone hired, yeah, he's got a good chance on that one. he's got a good chance on that one. Jeffrey says, you're wrong. Racism doesn't affect everyone. Stop that. You think Mara had to deal with racism growing up? I'm going to say no.
I wouldn't know, but you'd suspect not.
Son of a billionaire? I'm probably going to say no. I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm going to guess. Oh my God. I wanted a nice quiet show today.
Well, I wasn't expecting to be talking about this, and
I wasn't expecting it either. I wanted to talk about Pep Hamilton.
This is a serious issue that we are talking about.
Leonard Williams, Blake Martinez. Did you find the Brian Flores statement?
Well, yes, but when you click on it, it turns out that there isn't a statement here. It's just a whole load of Twitter things. So let me have anher go.
Go to bleacherreport.com. Or in the UK, it would be bleacherreport.com.uk.gov. Her Majesty's Secret Service.
I'm there.
At AOL.com. Hello, poppycockers. I want poppycocker merch.
If you have it, you could just read it.
No, because it's on my phone and I don't have my glasses. Listen, I love these new phones. They're great, but because they're too damn small.
That's what she said.
Oh my God. What are the Giants? The Giants have issued a statement. Good luck winning the law. The Giants issued a statement. What's the statement?
Just do this.
I should do that. Poppycocker merch. Everyone, I know poppycocker merch is on the way. We got to hit 10,000 for me to be able to sell poppycocker merch. Now, let's see here. Jim Caldwell wasn't good enough for the Lions, so they brought in Matt Patricia.
That went well.
If the Giants are racist, they should be sued. I don't want to sue anybody. Tim, that's why you're the man. Thank you. How can I be the man, my friend, when you're the man? How can I do that? I am the last dragon. I possess the power of the glow. Come on, Dom. We're dropping an audience because you can't freaking find why the Giants.
God has gifted me with a special talent to coach the game of football, but the need for change is bigger than my personal goals. In making the decision to file a class action complaint, I understand that I may be risking coaching the game I love. Is the main thread of it. That seems to be the statement. Yeah. Here you go. Making decisions to file a class action complaint. I understand it. Yeah. I love and has done so much for my family and I. My sincere hope is that by standing up against systematic racism in the NFL, others will join me ensure that positive change is made for generations to come.
All right. So there we go. There's a statement. I mean, no. Does someone want to talk about something else? Let me talk about something else.
I mean, the problem here is we don't know how much of this is true. It's starting to look fairly damning fairly quickly, but it is all still allegations at this point.
Well, the validity of the text messages are easy to verify. So I mean that's not something that's not easy to to figure out if it's wrong or right. If loving is wrong, I don't want to be right. So they can be corroborated quite easily. How do you prove Dable was hired when Belichick's read text? I first heard the hired, so it's hearsay. Because if Belichick got the information from somebody else and then Belichick texted him and timestamps and everything, such as you could just go to a cell phone carrier and you get an injunction and you ask for the records and then they will show you exactly when the text messages were sent. And
what you've got to hope, though, is that Belichick was given incorrect information. That's what you've got to hope now as a Giants fan.
Watch it come from someone within the Giants. Owners have the right to hire who they want. They do have a right to hire. They do. They do 100%. And I've always said that you can hire whatever you want. But when you're following the spirit of a rule and you're making someone come in for an interview and you've already basically hired the other person, and the candidate is fitting the minority protocols or whatever you want to call it, the Maroney rule, that's you're kind of circumventing the spirit of the rule by doing that. I mean, listen, I'm not a lawyer. I'm no hero. Don, this is a question for you. How much for an hour in the champagne room at Poppycockers?
For you, Jay, you get a 50% discount.
50% discount. Oh my God. Didn't they interview Graham too? Yeah, but Graham didn't get a second interview. Oh my God. We're on ESPN. No, they're on ESPN.
I was going to say, I should put a shirt and tie on quick.
I was excited. I thought we made it to prime time.
Just quickly on Patrick Graham, what do you think of him staying on as DC if he doesn't get a head coaching job, which I suspect he won't?
Why? Because the Vikings are racist.
No, you've got to really hope not, right? Like
you walked into that one.
I know.
Said,
but you'd have thought with the regression in the Giants' defense this year that he's probably not going to be.
I don't think he's getting a job like that.
I think it's a year or two early for Graham.
I said the same thing. You know what's funny? I did a video about the coaches and the things that I liked about them, they don't like about them. Someone called me a racist because I said bad things about Brian Flores, and I was like, I want to hire Brian Flores. I'm just pointing out some of the issues that he has coming here.
And do you know who our second choice is? And I think we are actually agreed on this as well. Our second choice, I think, was Eric Bieniemy. It's certainly mine.
Yes, that was our second choice. Racist. I thought we were going to discuss the position coaches who need it. Meanwhile, the Raiders get forced into firing Gruden and hire Josh McDaniel with no issue. Okay. But the Raiders didn't call in a candidate and already had a head coach hired before. See, I think people are missing the point. You've already basically hired this guy, but you're still interviewing minority candidates to fulfill a rule for the NFL.
The issue, which we've repeatedly said here, is not the hiring of Brian Daboll.
No.
The issue is not even whether you've made your decision about Brian Flores before or after he's interviewed. The issue is you have revealed that you have made your decision before you have done it and therefore have broken the rule.
Right. And you made the guy come in an interview.
Yeah. You have broken the rule, and that is the issue. Whether it's the right or wrong decision is irrelevant. You have broken a rule, if this is true. Hey,
good for Flores standing up. If this is true, that he had no real shot at getting the job, then why have him in it? El Gigante. He sums it up. El Gigante, this is worse than a novella. Can we watch Mariama? He'll know I'm talking about that. We're like this.
He's cool. I'm not.
He's cool.
I get it.
He's cool. Vinny G, what's up? What's up, Vinny G? Oh my God. Oh my goodness. The story is everywhere now. We're breaking news, Don. We're breaking news.
I know. I was thinking that
we're like a newsroom.
I'm just going to pretend that comment was about us.
And now what I'm going to do now, we're going to do this like we're like a really newsroom. Now we just had the breaking news of the New York Giants and Flores. Giants are getting sued by Brian Flores. I'm going to send it over now to our London affiliate to see what his take is on this breaking news here in the States. Dom?
The hamster needs to run faster. Wait, I can't hear you. What? I always feel for those reporters that have to go out and report in a hurricane. It's like, why on earth have you sent them out in the damn thing?
No. People can disagree with things. It's all good. I mean, it's just who will be the defensive coordinator? Well, we got sidetracked with Patrick Graham.
Yeah. I think we probably, serious as it is. I mean, I have nothing I can really add on the Flores thing. But Patrick Graham, I think, presumably comes in and stays if he doesn't get a head coaching job. But if he doesn't, to this question, who do you think it will be?
I don't want Patrick Graham. And I've said this before. I watched his defense go down. I've watched us add talent to his defense. He did not really change anything in regards to what he did from the year before. He didn't adjust when the league adjusted. And I think if you're getting rid of all the bad stench that you're going, and Brian Flores is not a bad stench, but you're getting rid of all the doo-doo that the judge had. You got to get rid of Flores. Flores. You got to get rid of Patrick Graham. I want to Wink Martindale. I want to Wink as a head coach.
I mean, I think for me on Patrick Graham, Brian Dable has to make the choice, and if that's Graham and that's the man he wants, and that's fine. To your point earlier, I think he needs to adjust, and he didn't last year. And I think he needs to find a new way of getting the best out of this team. But yeah, the two on my list are also Wink Martindale. But my choice, assuming we don't hire an OC with head coaching experience, it would be Vic Fangio. If
I like
that works.
Vic, but like I said, I
Not
think
as a head coach, but as a DC.
no, as a DC, I think Wink coming in as a DC would be meh.
3 out of 4 seasons, Baltimore top 10 defense.
The never ending novella. He knows.
I
believe Talia was in that one, if I'm not mistaken. Where is the Giants headquarters located? They're located in MetLife. Why does that matter, Zach? I'm just out of curiosity. Why does that matter? Timmer, what's up, guys? It had to be this month. Damn. Listen. I'm not saying nothing. I don't know. Dom, you don't know. I don't know. Brian Flores doesn't know. Belichick may actually know.
Someone somewhere knows.
Someone somewhere knows.
Allegedly, the Giants have allegedly broken this rule at the moment, and that's why it's a news story.
Oh my God, we have a celebrity. We have a celebrity in the room. Armando is here. Armando, my brother, where have you been? Hello. Hola. ¿Dónde está Armando? Armando, everyone knows I love Armando.
And your hola is much better than mine, by the way.
Much better. I miss Armando.
Your British accent is also phenomenal.
Too many people bringing up the race on the first day of Black History Month. Oh my goodness gracious. People are just Armando. Hola. ¿Dónde está Armando? Por favor. Armando is my man. He knows. I just love his name. No matter what the stripper tells you, there's absolutely no sex in the champagne room. No sex in the champagne.
We have a very strict no touching rule.
Great song by Chris Rock. That's where no sex in the champagne room comes from.
Well, there you go. I did not know that.
If you've been dating a guy from 3 months and you have never met any of his friends, you are not his girlfriend. People don't know what that's for.
I have no friends, so my wife had to just take it on trust.
Armando says, Armando, how are you doing today? I'm doing good today. We're talking about the Giants here. We're talking about New York Football Giants. It makes sense that Dable, as everyone knew, was number one in the interview. That's just fine. Flores didn't want the interview per the Texas, didn't interview pre the text. It makes no sense how you can say Flores didn't have a chance with no interview. I'm not saying Flores didn't have a chance. I'm not there. I don't know what's going on. Nobody called me. Who do you want as OC? Pep Hamilton, the Pepster. I even got a great video, and the video is titled Giants Need a Little Pep in Their Offensive Step. And it was going to be released after this show.
So that's a great title.
Now I don't know if I want to release it. I'm a little scared.
I think you might want to hold it for 24 hours.
It's a great. I mean, and it's great. It's all. You know what? I know what I can do. Here, wait. I could do this. Because I'm tech savvy. Hey, listen. I made the poppycockers thing. It's a great. I mean, it's a great. Where is it? Did I do it? Did I lose it? I must have lost it. How the fuck do I? Dom, I'm already. You have me
0009.
You have me getting fired in 9 minutes. I was just thinking to myself, I think I have myself getting fired in 8.5 minutes now. I'm taking the over under in 8.5 minutes. What did I do with the thing? I just had it, man. And I was gonna put it up on the thing.
It's a pleasure to watch you work.
I know. You can hear the hamster dying.
You'll be fine. You're gonna have a producer who can do these things for you.
I'm gonna need a producer. I'm not.
I really want to meet your producer one day.
You know what? I actually don't want to meet him in person.
But by the way, I genuinely do want to call into your show when it.
You are going to call into my show. You are going to call into my show. OGR Sports is going to call into the show.
Actually, you can call me. It's cheaper.
I want James to call in on the show. Oh, there it is. Pep. Okay, there it is. All right, I found it. Here we go. This is such a great, and I got to put it on as a, okay. But just shut up and just let me do this. I got to put this on. I think I put this on as a thing here. Hold on. This is a great video. This was going to be awesome. Now I don't know when to release. Now I'm scared. Here we go. I'm loading it. It's loading now.
By the way, you should have pressed the button. That's what she said after.
Look at this, Dom. Huh?
Very nice. Very
Yeah.
nice. I'll tell you what. The Texans put on a much better offensive showing than anyone thought they would this year.
With a rookie 3rd-round quarterback that no one thought was going to compete. Blah, blah, blah. Because the owners are white doesn't mean anything. The owners own the team. When they sell a team, if a black person buys the team, there's going to be no bearing for an argument. I don't know. Too many people are hung up on race.
We just simply don't know. It's just at this moment, it does not look good.
This team is still broken. Well, it doesn't look good.
Yeah. I think we can all get aboard that.
You know, it's one thing. I love you. I love you too, man. I love you, man.
Do you two need a room? Do you want me to, give it 5 seconds? Should that be enough time for you two?
You complete me.
Okay. Yeah. Look, I'll tell you what. I'll do you a deal. You and Armando, you can have. I'll do a whole minute. That should give you plenty of time.
First of all, you say it right. It's Armando. Get it right. He probably has Corinthian leather. Oh my God. Tim, what's Hakeem? Hakeem's going to bring us down into a new era. Tim, I know I'm late, but thank you for getting it with Flores. A lot of these comments are disheartening, but you understand the issue. You're the man. Thank you. You know what? Honestly, I don't understand the issue because I'm not black. I always tell the story, which is great though, because the very first live stream I did, Tom, I don't think I ever told you this. The very first live stream that I did, I finished it up and I got great comments and I got a lot of great DMs and a couple of emails. And a majority of the comments were, "You're not black." And I thought to myself, and I said, "No, I'm not." People are like, "I always just assumed you were a brother."
It's very true. We can talk to values that we believe in, but by and large, in UK society, being white means I don't experience racism overly.
Right.
The closest I came to it is when I lived in Ghana for 3 months, and therefore was in the minority. But even then, it wasn't. It was for a very short period of time, and I don't think that makes me qualified to talk on it beyond what values I believe that every organisation should live by, which is you hire the best person regardless of color, creed, gender.
When you were in Ghana, did you visit Rhea? Oh my God, my girlfriend can't. What is this? What? I don't know if this is spam. What I got to ban somebody down. Oh my God, I cracked myself up, and I'll get back to my point in a minute after I
get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
So we're gonna take this one out and just put him in timeout because I don't know what's going on in here. We're not blocking you. You're just going into timeout. Oh yeah, pepperosi. But to Kim's point, I'm not African American. I'm not black. I'm not white. Because my one friend Ed, who's black, says don't call him African American because he's never been to Africa. And he says he doesn't. And it's great because he always says I don't identify with a race. He doesn't. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I just see what's going on, and you got to take everyone's point of view and just kind of go from there. I think that's just, I honestly think that's just the best way to go through life.
As you say, I think we can talk to values, but no more, and we can't talk to what the process was in the Giants. All we can say is this is the rule. That was the rule that they are now alleged to have broken.
And that's the thing we got to put in, allegedly. Chill Daddy wants to know, what did I walk into? Well, recently, Timmy had just fallen into the well, but the barn was on fire. But Don was in the tree with the rest of the keeper elves making fresh, wonderful cookies. So then what happened was the Giants turned out to be racist. There.
Do you know what? That was nearly word for word for your catch up from earlier.
I know. Oh my God, I have such a headache. If the Giants somehow lose the lawsuit, yes, I think they'll lose picks.
This year or next?
They'll lose. They won't lose picks this year.
No, because they won't be able to resolve it in time.
They'll. You didn't get banned. You didn't get banned. You got put in timeout, and I took you out of timeout. You didn't get banned. You're not banned. You're blocked for 5 minutes.
Being put in timeout is no bad thing.
Actually, being put in timeout here is a badge of honor. I thoughts on Shadow Shea and Mike as a coordinator. I don't want Mike, the coordinator from KC. He's been in the league since 2016, where he was an assistant, graduate assistant. I don't want him. Anyone could be. Again, I think I could be a wonderful quarterback coach with Patrick Mahomes. Patrick, Throw a touchdown. Oh, look, I'm a genius. Oh, yeah, I mean, Chad O'Shea is another interesting name, but I'm telling you, Pep deserves a chance. Pep, if you, what?
I was just laughing about thinking back on the play from Mahomes did. It was just incredible. It literally, when you're saying Patrick going for a touchdown, he didn't on that occasion, but I was just thinking about running right, running left. Like literally, he was like in out. He was like he was doing the hokey cokey. He was just taking the piss out of it, out of the other team.
The hokey cokey.
He was going one way, the other way.
I always assumed it was the hokey. I always assumed it was the hokey pokey.
Well, it is at Poppycockers, but this is a family show.
Doing the hokey cokey, and you turn yourself around. That's what we're on. Oh, we all know it's time now. I'm running up, so it's time to the stopping the Poppycockers. Best and wonder adult entertainment in the West End. If you need your Poppycock, you run down the Poppycockers. It's 2 for 1 keyboard help night. You get for every keyboard that comes in, you get 1 last dance for the price of 1. Or 2 players on the price of 1. Sorry. Okay. So do you think the Giants, people are just amazed that I can just go from one extreme to another. I think I am bipolar. So do you think the Giants organization doesn't understand the news cycle?
Well, this is one they can't control, right?
Yeah, they can't control it. Armando, you need to come. Armando, we're gonna have a look. We're gonna do a call in about 30 minutes. So if you can hang out for a little bit, I'll post. Let's do a guest stream at 9. You know, it's funny. All these people. I don't have time to keep doing streams all day long. Oh, I would like Chad O'Shea. Chad. Oh, Shay. Can you see? Yeah, you can do that with Chad as well. Brian Flores is suing us. Yeah, we've been talking about that. There we go. Give the offense a pep in their step. I'm still going to release the video, even though the Giants are racist. I'm still going to release it. Still going to release it. I want Tom Brady as OC. What do you think?
Well, I don't know. I think a lot of it's going to depend on what his wife wants to do next, judging by his statement in the last few days. But New York might be a place that appeals to her, but I don't think you go from great as he was as a quarterback. That doesn't make you an offensive coordinator.
No. It might.
Well,
if you have Patrick Mahomes,
we don't have any of those at all. But but maybe he was behind the Bucks' great offense. And it wasn't Leftwich.
That's true. I'm not sure. Yeah, like I said, we were talking about the loss of draft picks. If anything happens in the loss of draft picks, it won't be 2022. There'll be an investigation. There'll be an internal thing, But they won't do anything. Email me. I'll email you, Armando. Best game this year was the Saints game. It was. No, I don't want a guy that's been in the league for a hiccup and who has Patrick Mahomes.
The only other thing about just back on Chad O'Shea, because I agree. I think you with Kafka, you're taking a real risk there with the inexperience of in 2 of the top 3 jobs with him and Dable. Also a first time head coach, but with Chad O'Shea, the only thing I would say is I'm right. He's the guy from the Browns, right?
Chad O'Shea. Yeah. I was
going to say with all those offensive weapons there again. I don't know enough about him to be fair, but I would have concerns about you going from the Browns offense, which didn't exactly fire as much as it should have this year, to the Giants offense. What can you do? Because actually, I think the Browns offense has largely disappointed, if we're honest. And now you're going to the Giants where you've got less talent. So that would concern me. And again, my point would be around the experience. I prefer having a bit of experience somewhere in the top 3, as long as Dable is happy with them. You can't have the Garrett Judge situation where they were clearly paired and didn't want to be paired. Dable has to make the decision on who he brings in. And if that's an experience all round, that's an experience all round. It's on him. The relationships have to be there and the trust has to be there, or else it's not going to work. But my preference remains to get in someone in one of those 3 jobs that has experience at that level.
I honestly don't know what you were babbling about. I was looking at myself going, how come no one's complimenting me on my weight loss?
We can only see your head.
Yeah, but I lost a lot of my jowls. Look, I got the lines back.
Can't see it past the ego. You see it just.
It's pretty big. That's what she said. Maybe that's what she said. Oh my God. Let's see.
No, never mind. I was definitely going to say something I definitely shouldn't have said. So thankfully I didn't.
You would have got banned. It's okay. I like Pep for the OC. I think Wink for defense. Tired of Patrick Graham soft zone all day. I agree.
I would be.
I think that succinctly sums it up.
I'd be more than happy with Wink Martindale. You know, really would be.
I didn't want a BF because of his. Oh, Brian Flores. I was like, I didn't want a BF because of his.
Did you?
I was like, you don't want a boyfriend? Okay, well, that's all right. You don't have to have one because of his bad attitude, and I can't seem to get along with everyone. Thinks that he might be pretty accurate. I don't know if it's accurate.
I think it's overdone, right? Chris Gear, there was a power struggle, and he lost between him and Chris Gear.
He lost between the general manager and the owner. It's not the first time it's happened. People have lost power struggles because of quarterbacks,
especially an absentee owner, right?
Mm-hmm. So
he's going to rely on the advice given by his GM over his coach because that's his relationship with the person.
If the whole tank incentive is true, I hope Ross sells the team. Who tanked?
This was
about the 100,000
being paid the 100,000 to lose.
I don't know. There's just so much weird shit going on. I mean, it was going too good. It was going. Things were just swimming along, and Dom and I were right. We were just swimming along in the pond, hoping everything would be well, that there would be no problems, there would be no issues, everything was fine. Then we turned the corner, and the whole thing gets blown up. Different topic. Different topic. Can we talk about the Super Bowl? No, the Giants aren't in the Super Bowls. Spoke with Ryan Flores' father last week about with him and his family were upset that he didn't get the job of the Giants. It was cool. He told me that his son got the job of Chicago before it was announced. I thought that was great. I wanted Brian Flores. I mean, I wanted Ryan Poles. Ryan Poles was my guy. I thought that his whole track record of being in Kansas City through 3 different general manager regimes, building an offensive line on the fly to get the team back into the AFC Championship game, and the rest of his track record, I thought it was, like I said, I thought it was a great accomplishment. And Chicago wasted no time hiring him right after he right after he got right after he didn't get the Giants job.
Yeah. I'd have been happy with any of the final three that we hired. I thought all 3 had great resumes. But I am pleased to see that Ryan Poles has a job.
Well, that's because you're a racist. Pep Hamilton.
I'm not sure how to respond to that because I know you were joking.
You know that. Pep Hamilton. Yes, Pep Hamilton. Pep Hamilton was the quarterback for Howard University. He was there for, I think, 4 years. He's got a long history. He was a quarterback coach at Howard. He was the offensive coordinator. He worked for the Jets, the 49ers, the Bears. He went with Stanford when he coached Oliver Luck. He was the offensive coordinator back for the Colts with Luck. He's been with the Browns, back with Michigan. He coached the DC Defenders of the XFL. He actually went 3-2. Then he was with the Chargers. He was the quarterback coach for the Duck his rookie season, and then he was the passing coordinator for the Texans. He is a guy with a long, lengthy resume. Feel like I just did my entire video. That's why I want to put a little pep in the offensive step. I'm still going to release the video.
You missed nothing there. Congratulations. Are you writing an autobiography?
No, I actually have a friend that knows him. That's what I said. I'm not unbiased about this. I know someone that knows him. So when he was talking to me, he was telling me everything that he had done. So I mean, because like I said, I didn't even know about the XFL. I was.
Yeah.
I think he was 3-2.
He was 3-2. Yeah.
3-2. I'm awesome. If you go to the dictionary, there's a picture of me under awesome.
Do you know what? Did you say dictionary or dick stream? Because that's how it sounded. It was
dictionary.
Yeah. Also, if you see the family portraits of Tim, you just see his ego just filling the entire photo, and everyone else is blocked out.
You are aware I'm an orphan, right?
I know that to be not to be true. And
well, no, I have a family now, but you are aware that I was an orphan, right?
You didn't spend time at all living in your mother's basement for several months earlier this year, then.
Shit. I thought I had you there for a minute. Pep Wink for
I'm not. We're not going back to the Washington days.
Too many potential catchy headlines. Oh, I know. I'm waiting for a Wink. I'm waiting for a Wink. Oh wait, I might get my video banned if I bring in the wink one. No one can call it first. Armando, you don't tell me what to do. Dom, teach Armando.
Yeah, Armando, if you tell him what to do, he A, ignores you.
Yep.
B, does what you want to do, and C, you put him time out. The only advantage of 3 is it's a badge of honor on this show.
Oh my God. What does Zach have to say? Brian Flores was in the conversation about head coach until the 11th hour. Ultimately, we hired an individual who felt was most qualified to be the next head coach, Giants team. And of course, that's what the Giants are going to say about Daniel Jones. We think Daniel Jones has a great future, and we look forward to working with him and helping him progress all early on into his career so he can become a better quarterback and lead the Giants to competitiveness.
Fast forward a few months, we don't pick up the 5th option, and we bring in.
Fast forward a few months, we draft Malik Willis. So, and then everyone's like, but you said you loved him. I just love that comment though. I saw these people that were like, they were talking about how all the candidates loved Daniel Jones. Everyone loved him, and how Mara spoke glowingly about everyone that they spoke to loved Daniel Jones and how they can work with him. Yes, you go into a job interview and say to the owner, I think your quarterback sucks. We're going to have to get rid of him. You made a mistake with the 6th overall pick. You don't have to pick up the 5th-year option because I'm bringing in my own guy.
And while you're at it, the Leonard Williams contract, what were you thinking?
Hey, what were you thinking? Did you go stupid?
I mean, Mr. Lou will know all about this. I think Mr. Rowley, the car guy that sells cars, he's not, he'll know about this. If I'm selling my car, I'm not going to tell you what's wrong with it. I'm going to tell you all the great things about it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with his car, but you don't say the fault. You say what people want to hear, what you need to hear, and you don't underappreciate the assets you've got if you're potentially looking to move on from them.
Underappreciates the assets. I saw a New York Giants YouTuber live stream yesterday and said that people keep saying they would utilize Tony like the 49ers used Deebo Samuels. That's not going to happen. Those people are clueless. Yep, it's much more of a physical wide receiver than KT. Yeah, if you use him the same way you use a Deebo, you would get Kadarius Toney killed. The Giants would get a very, very mean letter from his mother saying, "Why did you
relate to Eli Apple?" I didn't realize.
I was going to Eli Apple moment. I was going there.
Sorry to jump in there. I didn't know where you were going.
USO 864. I've already said this a million times. Don't watch other Giant YouTubers. They're all idiots except for me. And Dom. Dom was one that said that. I didn't say that.
I'm not a YouTuber.
You're on YouTube, though. What do you think? What do you think? We're not on YouTube?
Well, that's true. I don't have my own channel, however. And Bad Dog is now left the stream.
Oh, Bad Dog's on the stream.
I don't know if he's here today.
I was looking for him.
He's now taken umbrage at your last
umbrage. No, Bad Dog. Bad Dog doesn't count as a YouTuber. He does basketball games. Doesn't count. Flores alleges that the Dolphins owner Stephen Ross tried to twist his arm in 2019's offseason to tamper with potential a prominent quarterback. Will also offer to pay Flores $100,000. Yeah, we saw that for every loss.
You never know, but no
I
doubt.
don't know. Why ask me? I'm just a dumb guy on YouTube. I don't know. I'm still working on the global warming issue. I've decided
to manage to solve cancer then.
Cancer's next. I've changed my mind. I figured out global warming, Dom. I'm going to open my windows and turn on the air conditioning. If everyone did that, I think the planet would cool 3-4 degrees.
Also, if you talk less with the hot air and stuff that.
I would like to warn you, Dom. The UK is not far enough away. Okay. Just remember that. I am crazy. The UK is not that far away. It's like a 7-hour plane ride, okay?
I'm not crazy. My mother had me tested.
Yeah. We want I'm sorry. We want Wink Martindale. I want Wink. I do. Wink reminds me of the dating game. Yes, that's where I think he comes from. I mean, I don't think he comes there, but yes, but that is the dating game. So I'm assuming this one's about Deebo Samuel. 1,700-yard scrimmage last week. Yeah, Kadarius Toney's does not have the ability to do that. Thoughts on Willis' ability to throw receivers open and reading defense? You think he can improve with that over time? Yes. I think, Saeed, you would know that I think that Malik Willis is going to be a raw prospect. I don't expect him to come in here and set the world on fire. And I think he's going to have to sit for a while. And I do think, and that's what they always say in the NFL, you're always looking to throw wide receivers open, that you're not that you're not trying to create a perfect window to throw into. And I think he's going to have that in reference to reading defense as well. And then probably this is a Daniel Jones slight, but I see it.
In fairness, with Willis sitting for a while behind if we don't fix our O-line, he'll spend a lot of time sitting.
He did that his last year at Liberty. He was sacked one game 9 times.
So was Joe Burrow, and he threw them into the championship game
9 times, and then he ran the ball for like 28 times for like 29 yards.
The guy can move. The guy can sense presence.
The guy can motor. He can motor. I know. I have not seen anyone. Have you seen any Senior Bowl practice yet? No, I haven't seen it. I haven't looked at the Senior Bowl stuff. I went. It's the first couple of days. I usually wait till like day 2 or 3. It's going to be on. I think it's going to be on. I think the game's on the NFL Network on Saturday at 1:00. So I'll be watching. Don, will you be watching that?
No, I don't think I'll be able to get it actually. And at the moment, I'll still be on childcare. 5 in the afternoon.
I thought the wife was all better.
No, we're still testing positive. Hence, I'd be rather tired, yawning as I get into bed at like half midnight every night, and up again at 5:30 for the last week and a half. So yeah, no, she's feeling better, but she's still testing positive at the moment, which is not fun. But hopefully by the weekend she'll be better, because it's taking time. But anyway, we're not to talk about COVID. That's.
I was like, boy, you whine a lot. You're whining a lot over there now. But we hope
now some wine would be welcome.
we hope that she's doing better. Plus she's got to deal with you. I think the practices are on ESPN.
How do you know she's not got to deal with? I've not got to deal with her. I'm the one sleeping on the floor when she's poorly.
I've met you. So she has to trust me. She has to deal with you. So it's just the same way my wife has to deal with me.
Oh, do you know what? A friend of hers bought a flower stage to cheer up. I was like, damn it, I should have thought that.
You should have brought flowers. But I was too cheap. I could see Dom now. Oh, what a lovely bouquet of flowers. From Dom.
I actually literally said to her, any chance I can try and pass these off as myself? She's like, I'm texting her now. I was like, of course you are. I was like, you do realize I'm not really. She went, too late, don't trust you. I've done it. Darn,
Ken Dorsey is staying with the Bills. Yeah, I figured he would. We were
talking about this before we went on air.
We talked about that. We figured he would stay with the Bills. We figured he would. I mean, why would you want to leave Buffalo? I mean, besides the fact that you're in Buffalo, why would you want to leave Buffalo? I mean,
oh dear me. Is this? Are you trying to join in my list of cities and places that we've managed to insult during?
Oh, there's. Trust me, my list is a very long, distinguished list. So. You're an amateur compared to my list.
Oh dear me! Didn't I in the first 2 shows? Didn't I? Jacksonville, Green Bay.
You had alienated like 17 different cities. Oh my god!
Kansas.
Tim, are the D lines coming out of college in this year's draft what you would like for the Giants? I would like the Giants to go for defensive lineman. I would like a defensive lineman. I would like a defensive edge. I would like a pass rusher. I don't want the kid from, I think it's from, I can't remember his name because I'm starting my draft analysis, but I think it's a kid from Minnesota. I don't want him because he had a good freshman year and he's dropped off the planet. But I'm with the mindset right now, especially with the Giants, that we need to be looking at the best player available when we're picking. I mean, and because honestly, I don't know about you, Don, but I can't think of a position on this team that you could literally say that is set in stone, that is set in concrete. Kicker. Even Andrew Thomas.
Kicker.
Punter?
No, literally
Graham Gano.
Okay. Gano.
All right. Besides the place kicker, I don't think there's what untouchables are there on this team besides the place kicker.
McKinney, maybe.
If someone offered you something for McKinney, like a second round pick,
I mean, well, I don't think there's anyone. I don't think there's anyone on the team you wouldn't trade. I think that's
what I'm saying.
No, but I don't.
Here's a better way to put it. Would you, if you were the Kansas City Chiefs, would you trade Patrick Mahomes?
Depends on what the offer was, but you'd have to.
If I gave you 5 number ones, would you trade Patrick Mahomes?
You're probably not. But
okay, wait a minute. If you're the Bengals, would you trade Joe Burrows?
But you'd have to consider it. 5 number ones for Joe Burrow, yeah.
No, I wouldn't. God no. God no, because it's a crapshoot, and you have a franchise quarterback who's in year 2 took his team to the Super Bowl with no offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, but five first rounders, you've got to consider it. You have to consider that for 5 first rounders.
I wouldn't.
I mean, you'd arguably have to consider 5 for Patrick Mahomes.
No,
because of his contract, but I think you probably erred on the side of not doing so. But I think you had to consider it. But to your point, there is no one on the Giants team. But I think that's true of most rosters where there's no one you're not trading.
Right. I don't see
the exception is potentially a franchise quarterback. To be fair, if you have one, you're not trading unless they're getting on Russell Wilson. You would probably consider offers for, not because he's not talented. Aaron Rodgers, you would consider it because they're getting on, and therefore you're going to have to move on from them soon. So if you can get some picks to do so, right. But to your point, I think you had to consider it. You really do, but that would probably be the only exception. Would be a young franchise quarterback.
That's what I think. I mean, you can't. But that's the point. I mean, I can't think. I mean, what if someone offered me something for McKinney? Yeah, I would think about it. If someone offered me something for Andrew Thomas, I would think about it because Andrew Thomas is still coming off of an injury, an injury plague type season. Even though the season, went well enough. I mean, I would definitely do that. But like I said, I can't think of. And someone wrote Ojulari. If someone offered me something from Ojulari, I would do something. I would
certainly Ojulari. I think he really showed something this year, but he's also had one season. So depending on what you're offered, if you're offered a first round pick right now for Ojulari,
you're gonna trade him.
You're taking it. It's like, hey, I spent a second last year and I'm getting a first.
But the thing is, and one of the things Logic Finance was talking about Ojulari. If Dallas was offered a first round pick for Parsons, do you think they would make that trade? Hell no.
Not for one, no. I'm just trying to think, what would you take for Parsons was what I was pausing on. No, because you spent a 12th round pick, I think it was on 12 overall, sorry, not 12
The
rounds.
thing is, the draft is a crapshoot. You have a viable NFL commodity. You're not going to trade it for a what if.
But with Parsons, if you were offered, say, 2 first and a second, do you take that?
No. It doesn't mean I'm going to get anything equal value or talent for those picks. Only because of the fact that if you think about it, especially with someone like Michael with Parsons, is the fact that he is, and I've said this before, and that's why I want the Giants to draft him. You always talk about generational talent. He's not the next Lawrence Taylor, but he is the next Khalil Mack, and he could do more things than Khalil Mack can do. And you're going to have him in his second season.
Oh,
and you're offering me 2 picks that may not even pan out when I know a guy has already had success in the league.
I think there is something in that. I think when you've got the young guys, then maybe your point stands. But my overall point is that there are a lot of players. The majority of players are open for offers on the majority of players in this league, even superstars.
Right.
Particularly if you're in a rebuild, you would, probably 98% of players in the NFL are tradable, and you would trade for.
Can we sing 99 Luftballons? 99 Luftballons. Sorry. I'm off my meds.
Clearly. But yeah, to your point.
In the water. Shark
to your point, though, there is no one you wouldn't trade off for Jones right now.
No.
If you were off, even with the cap hit on Leonard Williams, if you were offered something, it has to be a good offer, not because of his necessary ability. He's not a bad player, don't get me wrong, but with that contract to get it off the books in a season where you're not going to do a lot anyway, you'd consider that. The issue is no one's trading for him, we don't have to worry about it.
If you would have offered me a 12-piece chicken nugget pack for Leonard Williams with extra barbecue sauce, I would take it.
I mean, in all seriousness, if you can dump salary this year, even if you have a rubbish team, to get yourself in a position where you're going forward in 2023, you got to do it. Dump salary. It will be a horrid season, but
It's going to be a hard season either way.
It's going to be a hard season, whatever you do. You bring back all of our best players, that are still under contract and keep them. You're still going to struggle.
Yeah,
Even if every single one of your draft picks hits, you're still going to struggle.
You're still going to
because
struggle.
there's a staggle in too many positions. So if you can offload older players that are not going to be around when you think you're going to be good in, say, 2025 and can get rid of salary, you'd do it 100%. It's actually why just on the press conference, I actually think both Shane and Dable both did a good job of trying to set those expectations. Actually,
I think they did, and like I said, it's they're tempering expectations, but the fan base is still going to go the opposite direction. We know that.
Yeah, exactly. And look, they can only do their best there, but we really should be. We really should be patient. We really need to be. I praised the Eagles last year. They recognised they were going into rebuild, and they didn't shy away from it. They just went, "We're going in rebuild," and they just went, "Now's the time. Let's do it."
Yep. Fair point, Tim. That's my point about Mahomes and Burrows. I don't even consider it not training either of those quarterbacks. You're not training anybody. You're not training those people. Zach comes out with the Bengals remind me of the 2011 Giants. They actually kind of do. Giants, but defense was okay. Really good passing offense, bad O-line, bad running game. Quarterback makes a difference. I agree. That actually, people forget that the 2011 Giants defense was okay. Not the 2007 defense. It was an okay defense, and the offensive line was horrid. I think we were ranked either last in the league or like 30th in the league in reference to the offensive line. It's just the team got hot at the right time, and we turned around and they won it. And it's kind of like the Bengals. The Bengals are firing on all cylinders at the right time. Hey, Kevin, how you doing, my friend? Should the Giants keep Dexter Lawrence? Tom, I'm going to let you go first.
Depends on what your offer is. If you can get a good trade offer, I would.
Let's say I give you a fourth rounder for Dexter. He's going into season 4, so you got him potentially under 2 more years. Well, 1 more year after this year. Let's say I say, Dom, I'm going to give you a 4th round pick for Dexter Lawrence.
He's going to want to get paid, so I probably would. If he was in his 5th season, I'd probably take it in his 4th. I'd be trying to push it for a 3rd. But again, I think he's regressed without Tomlinson next to him. So yeah, I'd probably take it.
See?
King of the almost sack.
That's for you, Logic's minus. Are the Glazers the worst owners in sports? I don't know. The Mariners are coming up pretty quick. The Mariners are rocketing up behind them right now. Zach, I'm a Manchester United fan. Don't rub it in. Oh, is the Glazers for Manchester United?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're very popular. They're very popular in Manchester. Very popular.
Yeah, I like them. Yeah, they are.
I'm not a United fan, but I'm not.
You're an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, that's gone marvelously well in January.
I'm ready for like none of these things to come true once the Giants actually make the decisions fun.
Yeah, look, I think this is referring to some of the things that came out in the press conference. The press conference was a press conference. Let's not take it too seriously.
It is what it is. I mean, I don't take any. I don't mean. But you know what I liked about his press conference though?
Who, Shane or Dable?
I really didn't like Shane's press conference. I will be 100 because you know what? That's a good question. Shane is not as
and he didn't rock up in a pickup truck.
He didn't roll it up. I must be the coach of the next. I'm going to be a coach of the Washington Commanders because I got to pick up. That was the dumbest thing I ever saw. I thought people running laps were stupid, but people saying that he's going to be a regular guy. He's from Buffalo.
Given the look of the roads, that was probably the right vehicle to choose to turn up in. To be fair.
Oh my God! But I thought Shane would be more media savvy. And I've seen him a little bit in, and he does well at interviews. He does okay in interviews, but like with press conferences and answering questions, I thought he would be a little bit more media savvy. I really did.
Little bit more coaching there, right?
Yeah, there's some coach. I worked in media, so I mean, I could tell you he would not be up to specifications of people because he pauses too much. He looks. He was
very nervous, right?
Yes, he looked nervous. He looked very bewildered at times. And
don't worry, I've got the perfect man for Joe. Hang on, one sec. Hi, Joe. Joe, yeah, you did such a bang up job on press conferences in New York. Any chance you could do some coaching? Yeah, you're available. You're available. It'll just cost you some pizza and beer. That's fine. We're in. Yeah, sorted.
He's drinking Coors Light, so he's not even drinking beer. He's drinking water.
Yeah,
Uh, oh my goodness, Dom. Good point. Oh, look at that. 90% of players are trade capital. I think I said that.
no, I said that after I rode back on Burrow.
We had some good young talent in this team. This needs grossly underachieved. 6-7 wins was possible with better coaching. I don't think so. The young talent didn't gel. The older talent got older. I mean, look at James Bradbury. You could clearly say that Bradbury lost a step. Leonard Williams reverted back
all season.
Yeah,
Bradbury.
Leonard Williams reverted back to Leonard Williams. Dexter Lawrence is not the same player without Dalvin Tomlinson. And meanwhile, Chrissy has married Steve, but Steve is already engaged to Amanda. Next on As the Giants Turn.
I think to his point, there are some
There's some
pieces that
talent.
you can,
I'm not
that
saying
you can make more of, and
the-
we need to. This coaching staff needs to find a way to
the
get
cupboard's
the most
not
out of them.
completely bare. What would you get for DJ? Would a team give up a second round pick?
Not
Gentlemen,
until
what
they know-
brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack.
That's not you, Greedy. If any team gave us a second round pick, that's what they would be doing.
I mean, if this was a draft and they were offering us that, I'm running to that podium. to
Oh
get-
God! If someone offers a second round pick for Daniel Jones, I would go help him pack.
No one's offering anything until after August and see what he's got.
And that's the other thing people kill me with, because they're like, well, just because they're saying that he's gonna be ready for contact in August doesn't mean he's not better.
Well, I would argue it exactly means he's not better.
I got that on Twitter today, and in the comment section, going, wait, you're misquoting him. He said he'll be ready for contact in August. Yeah, which means he's not ready for contact now. So if the season was to start tomorrow, he wouldn't be ready for contact.
He could be ready for the season opener if he's back in August. The issue is he's not ready to be. If he's not ready for contact, he's not ready. He's not fully ready. He can basically go through the red shirt. He can go there. He can throw the passes, etc., etc.
Right.
But we've both said this. I'm genuinely concerned about that injury for his welfare,
For his
Bugger
well-being,
the-
not
bugger the
just for
team.
the Giants. No,
Don't care about that right now. His well-being, I have concerns. He's been to what, 3 now?
three specialists.
Different people.
Three
That
different-
that does not bode well.
Well, it's when David Wilson had his spinal stenosis. Some people were upset that he retired, but that was a degenerative issue that he had in his neck. He wasn't injured. And, it was the smart thing. And he went to run track and everything else, but it was the smart thing for him to do. And I'm not saying Daniel Jones needs to retire, but Daniel Jones needs to be smart enough to understand the risks involved with whatever his injury is. I mean, we don't know what it is.
No, we don't. But the fact that he's not likely to be cleared for contact till August, when he's been out from what was it? Was it just about December, wasn't it?
Just about that, yeah. So it's not
Yeah,
like he's
that's
been out for a
8,
while.
9 months, depending on what part of August he comes back in. That's a significant injury.
But
And
don't
this
worry
is
though,
a-
it's only a muscle. It's only a muscle injury. It's a strain. I'm out on retaining Patrick Graham as defense coordinator. Very weak defense. I agree. I don't think he's weak. I just want a different guy, because I think his philosophy is bend, don't break. And I think he should have had more of an attacking style defense. I think he should understand he doesn't have to play the soft shell zone so much. I think he could have played covered guy. You could play, you could play man to man when you got man to man covers, cover corners.
Interesting to see what do you think he would do if, let's say, for argument's sake, in the draft, he got a really prominent linebacker that could rush from the second level. Ojulari continues to move forward, and let's say he took Hutchinson. Do you think he changes that philosophy? You'd like to hope so, right? Or do you think he still goes bend and break?
I still think he goes bend and break.
And if that's what we think he does, and that's what he would plan on doing, then he's not the right guy. I have no issue with bend and break if you have no rush, and we had very little on the rush, so therefore you kind of had to adapt your defense for that. But everyone, you're doing, and we did nothing to change it.
Here's the thing that bothers me with Patrick Graham. He never changed his philosophy in regards to his opponent. There was plenty of times you would see certain teams that we could probably handle more on a man-to-man basis because of we should have better cover guys than their skill guys. He never changed his philosophy. And that bugs me a little bit.
And how easy was it for the offensive coordinator on the other team to plan?
Figure it out.
Whereas Jason Garrett gets killed a lot. There were times when he changed
Yes.
the offensive philosophy to suit who was on the field.
He did a lot of times.
And you're exactly right on Patrick Graham. He does not do that. If Patrick Graham is retained, he has to find a way to do something different. And I like you, I'm not convinced that's that. And therefore, if it's a bend and break philosophy that you want to continue, then we have to get the pieces in that can play that far more effectively than
Right.
what we have now. But with the way the NFL is going, you want to be far more aggressive on offense, and that requires a far more aggressive strategy, which I just don't think he would bring in.
Right. No, I agree. I agree 100. Excuse me. I'm Dom tired. Get it? Not darn tired. I'm Dom tired. And that's the thing. And I don't want to go back to Brian Flores, but I also worry, and I've said this before, how much of that first year's offense was Patrick Graham's, or was it a carbon copy of Brian Flores' defense? Excuse me, Patrick Graham's defense and Brian Flores' defense in Miami. The 1 year he was in Miami as a coordinator. I've said that before. I don't know how much of the offensive philosophy in Miami was his own and not Brian Flores'.
We'll never know the answer to that. All we can say is that it regressed in year 2, and while the line was weaker, he had a better edge rusher in Ojulari.
Yep.
Carter was back and available and finished the season strongly, so he had a couple of better edges. And in theory, we should have been better at
the crazy
cornerback,
thing was,
and we weren't.
He didn't play Ojulari as much as he should have in the beginning of the season. There was plenty of stretches where we were like, "Where the hell's Ojulari?" Ojulari. Whoa, oh.
The problem was you couldn't find him because the offensive guys were on one side of the pitch and the defensive were on the other side of the pitch because they can't mix.
And Two Toes in the house. Drop the by to pay our proper respect for all the Giant fans and the world, slamming the stanky boy losers to the ground. Hopefully you won your playoff game with the rugby. With the rugby, guys. Hopefully the rugby was the rugby. And I don't know anything about rugby. Sounds like a game I would play, though.
Yeah, it's an enjoyable game. I'd get killed playing it, but literally. But
I think I could play rugby.
Yeah, you'd be the right size.
I think I'm pretty stupid.
Yeah, that would help.
Don't you have to go like into the scrum? Isn't the scrum?
Yeah. Basically, where you have the two lines, the defensive line and offensive line, and they stay however far apart it is, in however many yards apart. No, in rugby, they start there and they literally come together, and then they just push each other using their heads and shoulders, like their heads are interlocked.
Oh, my head's empty. I'd be great at this game.
Yeah. It sounds exactly the game for you. Yeah,
I could do that. Can we get a second pick for DJ when Jimmy G is getting a second pick? Is DJ a second pick? I mean, not Jimmy G. Are someone giving him a second pick?
I'm not bringing Jimmy G in.
I'm not giving Jimmy G. I'm not bringing him. I'm just convinced or confident that this team, and with this team, I'm just not convinced or confident this team just not the feeling. I'm not feeling it either yet. But you know, because of the fact that we have so many problems, but we're gonna fix them.
Yeah, we just do not expect to fix them in one season. But back to Tuto quickly. Keen for your comment on this one. Do we reckon that Tim would make would make a good hooker?
I would be a good hooker, and I wouldn't charge a lot. I would I would hook on volume.
It's a genuine position in rugby, and I'm not making that up. I actually also think you'd be well suited to the position.
I don't know what that is, but evidently it sounds like something that just has to run their head into a wall. Fans are overreaching. The Giants are not 6-7 win teams with better coaching. The player talent is not there. Coaching was bad. It was bad all around. You know what? Logic Fonz is right. It was bad all around.
Yeah. We could have won 6 or 7 games, but we'd have required a lot of luck to win 6 or 7 games.
Yeah, we'd need a 30-game schedule.
But we would have. I mean, potentially a better coach. Yeah, I think a better coach last year could have won 6 or 7 games, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was the best. We were a great team capable of going to the playoffs.
Let's see. Is Matt from Connecticut bad, or are we just held back by Judge? He's bad. I'm sorry. The day we drafted him, Dom, what did I say? 4 years, maybe, before he could become a starter.
Developmental pick. Yeah, exactly that. I mean, I think the answer is we still don't quite know. I think he regressed partly because of bad coaching, partly because he was overexposed because they knew he was a weak link and they went after him repeatedly.
Yeah.
I have no issues with him being retained because I don't think we're going to be able to fix all their problems. But he would need to make a major step forward if he's to come back year 4.
We should have 6 or 7 wins anyway. Since if Daniel Jones, we would have 6 or 7 wins. Team, this is what you guys are missing. No, I don't think we would have. The schedule. Everyone thinks that the schedule the Giants had was such a cakewalk, and they were playing these teams. They caught all these teams at the wrong time. And I'm sorry, Daniel Jones does not fulfill me in confidence in any of the last 5-6 games of the season.
I don't think. Look, Daniel Jones would have been better than From. He would have been better than Glennon. But there's a difference between being better than 2, frankly, terrible quarterbacks and winning the game. I think we could have won 6 or 7. Sean Payton was our head coach last year. I think we probably win 6 or 7 games because I think he's worth a couple of extra wins. But that doesn't make the roster great. If Payton here wins, say, 7 and 10 with this Giants team, that with a head coach of that quality, that means there's a definite problem with the roster.
Yeah, I mean that's. I don't think we're missing that. I just think it's the fact that it's just kind of honesty. A hooker are usually smaller in size compared to the props, and usually the player that throws the ball in during the line out. As the name indicates, the player is the one responsible for hooking the ball and getting possession for his team during the scrum.
Yep. The props are properly big, guys. Like,
meanwhile, back on the ranch.
I just wanted to see your reaction to actually a rugby having a position called a hooker.
I told you I'd be the best hooker ever. Caden Smith breakout season. No, Caden Smith is a third tight end at best.
It will be a breakout season. He's going to break out of New York and go somewhere else,
I'll
like Walmart.
It's like, well, I'll take a third and a Happy Meal for Daniel Jones. Wait, but the question is the toy included in the Happy Meal? Because if the toy's not included in Happy Meal, I'm not doing the deal.
You don't get plastic toys anymore.
What, you don't? We get them here.
No, there are toys. They're all recyclable toys these days and not hard plastic.
So your kids are playing with like a milk jug with ice on it?
Yeah, they got like...
We're going to call this guy Milky.
They actually got a really good toy, actually, a few months back. They got like a little softball, which they use to throw around and practice their catching with. It's great. Actually, that was a pretty good toy, but they also got some shitty ones, frankly, where it was basically a game made out of paper, where it was just rolled up really tight, like a scroll from olden days. Like, well, this is a rubbish game because it doesn't unfold and stay unfolded, and you count like 20 paces with a counter made out of paper.
So they basically got toilet paper.
Absolute rubbish. But yeah, pretty much, yeah. But the ball they got the other month was pretty decent, to be fair.
Oh my God. The whole DJ not being able to have contact through August was taken out of context. What he meant was he won't have contact until August, so he can't have contact. Yeah, but that doesn't mean it was taken out of context. It means if the season starts tomorrow, could he have contact? I'm going to say no.
I genuinely think he has a serious neck injury. I hope he doesn't, like, for his sake, but
I still think I think he's got a serious neck injury myself. The Dable is over his head. I'm not a fan of the Chipmunk as a head coach. Oh my God. But this offense should be better. If he is the offensive guru, we will see. All I'm going to tell you about Dable is he got fired twice, and he got fired once by Andy Reid, and he didn't find success till he found Josh Allen. That's all.
Only time will tell, and we have to hope he's the man.
Exactly.
I have no issues with the hire. He wouldn't have been my pick, but I'm not unhappy about this pick. I've said this to the King of Idiots today. If I was in Las Vegas right now and Josh McDaniels was my head coach, which he is, I'm not actually terribly happy with that hire. If I'm a Las Vegas Raiders fan, I'm not. So it's not my problem. But I wouldn't have wanted Josh McDaniels, for instance. But I don't have the same misgivings about Dable.
Evidently, Malik Willis was at a good day in practice. I always knew it, but damn, one practice may have crushed my Malik Willis and a Giants jersey hopes. What happened to Malik Willis? People are sending me things. I get so many things on Twitter. I don't know. I don't get a chance to read them all. And then I don't understand Twitter. Because you got a section where you got comments and you got another section where you got tweets, and then people tag me and things for other people's comments and tweets, and then I got to find what the hell the thing was in reference to the fact of what the original comment was. Just call me on the phone.
I don't go on Twitter. I don't go on Twitter. It looks and that sounds too confusing. You blew my mind with how complicated that sounded.
Twitter's complicated, man. You know what, Lorenzo? We already know who it's going to be. It's going to be the pep. The Giants see a little pep in their offensive step. Video will be released at 6:00 today. I'm still going to release it. I'm ballsy. Oh, or I'm just crazy. Either or. All works. I don't want Graham to come back. Okay, neither do we. Graham never made halftime.
You know what, ECK? We didn't get that from your comments. I mean, I'm glad you clarified.
I know. I'm glad you clarified that because I never would have figured that one out. Graham never made halftime adjustments at all. That's yeah.
Didn't make starting adjustments either. What did we do last week? Let's do that.
You are so rude. Should we re-sign Lorenzo Carter? If we get a team-friendly contract, yes.
For the right deal, you take Lorenzo Carter.
What do you think? I mean, what do you think because like I said, a lot of times people talk, and we've talked about this before. People are like, well, you know what? You don't want other people's garbage. Wait a minute. The best way I can sum up Malik Will's performance today in Senior Bowl is he had the 5 best throws of the day and the 5 worst throws of the day. That's what you're going to get with him.
I mean, on Lorenzo Carter, you're right. I take the team-friendly deal. You've got to remember he was coming back off a serious injury and he got better towards the end of the season. Now, the question is, was that because he was wanting a contract or was that because he was starting to recover from the injury? Right. I'm okay with a 1-year prove deal for Lorenzo Carter and see what you got.
Yeah, I agree.
Mostly because we've got to be taking players on cheap deals if we're going to fill the roster out because we haven't got the cap.
Hold on, I'm watching Malik Will's throw.
A good one or a bad one?
He just threw a bomb. He just threw a bomb and connected with a guy on the fly. That's Malik, maybe. I'm gonna retweet this. Because that I know how to do. I know how to retweet things. I'm savvy. Poppycock.
I was gonna say you got a request.
I used to get a request to do the original introduction. I have now gone so low in my life.
You've unleashed a monster.
I have to do requests for a fictional strip club in my brain that everyone wants to go to.
I'm worried that I'm the fictional manager of this fictional.
You are the fictional. You're not. In my dreams, Dom. You're not even an owner. You're a fictional manager. I couldn't even make you an owner.
I'm just being worried about being in your dreams, to be honest.
Oh my God. I just, and people are like, why did you trademark poppycockers? This is the reason why. I love people are like, and then people DM me, we need poppycocker merch. It's like, you guys know it's not real, right? It's in here. Right now, there's a buffet and it's 2-for-1 lap dance night.
Chardonnay is really upset by
that. Oh yeah, this one's for Nikki. We're gonna come down to Poppycockers, the best place on the West End for London's adult entertainment. If you're looking to get your poppycock, you know where to go. You go to Poppycockers.
Do you know what? I showed my wife this the other day because I forgot, so I showed her on Sunday.
Oh, you showed your poppycock?
And she was like, sorry, people tune in and listen to you two talk and then listen to a trailer about a fictional strip club called Poppycockers. Like, yeah, sure. People have too much time on their hands.
I always sit there and say, there must be nothing good on TV.
Well, that happens to be true, but
read a book. That's what I mean. People always go, you're the worst YouTube ever because you tell people to go watch TV or read a book instead of watch your channel.
And yet they come back.
Yes. Dom, you got a salute.
Was that for my hooker comment? And by the way, Zach, rugby league game for sissies. Let's be honest. It's they don't do a scrum. Rugby union all the way.
We've been on a winning streak against all odds against the big team because the men of steel who refuse to lose under any circumstance or condition. That's good though. And Dom has told me I'm a hooker.
But unfortunately, Urban said I couldn't hire you.
Tom Coughlin would have gotten 6 or 7 wins out of this team, no doubt. Oh my god, a hooker is kind of like a linebacker. Oh, okay, I played linebacker. I
No, I'd say it's more like a center. To be fair, I think that's probably the closest position I would get to.
I played center in basketball. Does that count?
I have no idea. I don't play basketball because I couldn't throw the ball that high for my low height. Like literally throw it like that with both hands. See if I can.
Oh my god, what do you guys think about Corey Cunningham? The guy looks good at the tail end of the season. At right tackle, easily looks better than Solder. Well, that's not saying
I
much.
look better than Solder. Right
I
now.
look better than Solder too. That's like saying, would you rather be stabbed or shot? which one would you like to choose? Nate Solder or no Nate Solder? I did see Corey Cunningham play. He would be an upgrade, but we just don't have any money. He should go down to poppycockers. Oh my god.
Maybe that's what Dave Gettleman did with our cap last year.
The point is
He and Kevin Abrahams were in the VIP lounge.
Oh, I got it. The point is the coaching is garbage since Tom Coughlin was pushed out. He's not wrong. Yeah. I mean, actually, I can't.
Would you take any? I mean, well, definitely not getting any about HCs, but would you take any of the coordinators we've had since Coughlin was gone to come back?
No.
Quite telling, isn't it?
Here's some funding for poppycockers. Thank you, my friend. Poppycockers. You know what? We're gonna have to give you the poppycocker salute. There you go. There's the poppycocker salute. Oh my god.
Urban sends his regards and his thanks.
Oh my god. Don will be on center stage. There's a clip from Malik. Yeah, I saw I actually Cream, I posted it on Twitter. I tweeted it. That's what us cool kids do. We tweeted it. He also talked to Hugh Freeze, his ex-head coach. He's on there too. Future commander. Like, got a lot of people want Malik Willis now, man. The throw he had that I just watched was a pretty nice throw. Pretty nice throw. He dropped it right in the guy's bucket in stride for a touchdown for like a good 50 yards. So that, like I said, and that's what you're going to get with Malik. You're going to take the good with the bad. You take the good, you take the bad, and there you have it's the facts of life.
I was waiting for it.
Oh my goodness gracious! There's something wrong with us. There's something very wrong with us. Just got home from work. What did I miss? Well, Timmy has fallen down the well. Timmy has fallen in the well. But at this point in time, let's see. Too many people want to go to a fictional strip club in my head. Dom's wife doesn't understand why people watch us. The Giants are racist, and we all love Malik Willis. Someone up now? Is that about something? Is that about to wrap up our day?
Yeah. And we have no one on the team that's not tradable. Apart from the contracts that we can't shift.
And this is Quint from Jaws.
And this is my pen I've been playing with
for
the last 2 hours.
Tim, do you remember the 98 Yankees commercial? What the hell is? Yeah, people are making T-shirts and sold them. They were all over the stadium by summertime. Or people could just send me dollars, and I will give them to the pretend dancers. That might work, right? I do remember that, though.
As I'm the owner of a strip club, presumably they just dance to Elton John classic Tiny Dancers.
Tiny Dancer. Dancer for money. Can't even my poppycocker dance. Yeah, I'm late for the convo. Sorry. No, okay, Hakeem. It's all good, my friend. You could be late. It's all good. Let's see here. If these allegations are true with the Giants, I'm done. I mean, Tom, I know we've talked about this and we addressed this, but I mean, from your retrospect, from your opinion, what do you think let's just say, for argument's sake, this is true. What does this do to the Giants as an organization?
I mean, reputationally, it's massive. I think you'd have serious concerns about coming here if you're a coach. Certainly, if you're a black coach coming here, about what the organization stands for and about whether that means you're really in with a shot. But I think, regardless of whether you're a black coach or not, I think if you've got any integrity about you, you'd be concerned about this, and it would be a major stain on the history, if it's true, of a great franchise. So I think it would be quite damning. And do you know what? If it's true, then I think the NFL would be right to throw the book at New York. We said earlier that they should hire who they thought the right person was, and they thought that was Dable. It was fairly clear from day one they thought it was going to be Dable. But that does not mean that you don't A, respect the rule, and B, don't respect the man that you are bringing in to second interview. If you've already made that decision, you've given the due respect he has deserved. And that's where I stand on it.
I just think, to your point, if you're a free agent, I mean, do you then say, not that we have any money this year, but if you're a free agent, let's say in 2023, and this is actually comes out to be true, I mean, do you really want to go to the Giants?
I mean, it's something you'd have to question yourself and where you stand on your values. You'd also have to say that what have the Giants done between now and then to address the situation, fix the situation? Do we really believe? Let's say it's happened. Do we really believe that whatever steps they take to fix this, to ensure this sort of thing doesn't happen again, do you believe that's genuine, or do you believe that they are still the same team? I think they're the questions you'd have to ask yourself.
But then my question is it the team or is it part of the ownership?
Well, I'm talking here about the ownership culture that the team would then embody going forward. What have they done as a team, as a franchise?
Because the mayor is the one that the mayors are the ones that are in charge of football operations. Tish handles the business end. So it wouldn't be the Tish. It would be the Mara. So I'm not saying Mara is racist. I'm not saying he's inherently racist. I don't know, because I don't know the man. But I'm saying you would. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying, because I said,
we just don't know, and we don't. But it's about what the organization has done, and it is on the Mara side. But as a collective, what are they doing to make sure that these sort of things don't happen again? What are the lessons learned, and how are they going to fix this? If these things are true,
right.
They are the things that you'd want to be 100% sure of before you sign on that dotted line. And of course, some players won't care, and that's fine. That's
they're not going to care because of the money.
That's their prerogative.
I learned something about the collective. That was on Star Trek, and it's something called the Borg. Someone taught.
You're going to have to enlighten me.
I don't know, but evidently they assimilate all these cultures and stuff, and they're called the collective. Someone made a reference to it today, and I was like, I have no clue what you're talking about. And then they explained it to me, and then I was like, I have no clue what you're talking about.
I must admit, I'm none the wiser.
Oh my god!
I might be a geek, but I can't help you with that one.
Billy Quillis is a huge Christian, so no need that he's going to poppycockers. I think he's a Baptist because he goes to a Baptist college. I mean, I don't know the difference between a Christian and a Baptist.
We have a wet room at Poppycockers. He might.
He might.
Is that a different kind of thing, or is that?
I don't know. You can be Christian.
You can be Christian and go to Poppycockers.
Okay. NFL response to Flores lawsuits: a statement that the suit alleged racism. We will defend against these claims, which they are without merit. Oh, this is going to get ugly.
And quick.
This is going to get ugly, and Dom is right. This is going to get ugly quick.
No one is coming out of this well.
No, Flores isn't. Flores, unless he gets a job now, basically ruined his career. It could put a stain on the Giants and the NFL, but this is going to get ugly, and this is going to get ugly fast because this is race, and people don't know how to discuss race. They really don't. I'm not saying that we do.
No, we said earlier that, for us, we can talk about our values rather than our experience of racism, because generally speaking, we have not experienced it. And all we can do is talk about what values we think that organizations and ourselves should stand for.
Right. Thank you for talking about this. You're welcome. We don't shy away from talking about anything. It's probably
not even Poppycockers.
Probably have more subscribers if we stop talking about things. I don't believe they are racist. They hired Reese as GM when it wasn't very fashionable. Reese was already in the organization for years because he was already kind of groomed, so they really didn't hire him. He was already being groomed for the position going back.
Well, they still did. They could have gone outside, but I think the last time they went outside before that was it 79.
Something like
before Shane.
Shane.
Still love that. Oh, Shane, can you see?
Oh, Shane, can you see? Someone wrote me a song about that. I don't know if you saw that. And I sang it. But I lost the lyrics.
I mean, I'd happily see the song. You sing it, not so keen.
It was good. So
The song, I'm sure it was good.
So then the Vikings should not put Harbaugh as number one because they're wasting all of their coaches' times. When that's not, see, people just don't get it. It's not that. It has nothing. You could have your candidate. You could want to hire him, but if you've already allegedly already hired a guy, you don't keep interviewing because you've already fulfilled the Rooney Rule when you interviewed Frazier. But you don't keep interviewing guys if you've already hired somebody.
It's about the rules are in place and did you follow them?
Right.
Look, I'm hiring a head coach, right? I probably have my number one target, but I'm hiring I'm interviewing other people because A, I have to, but secondly, what happens if I don't get my number one target?
Right.
What happens if he goes to another organization? I need to know who my number two is. I don't start interviewing after that happens. I'm in place beforehand. And actually, what happens if I meet the guy who I thought was my number one and he's not? You want
on the ranch.
You want to kick the tires. The issue here is the Giants have allegedly broken a rule, and that is what they are being sued for.
Right.
Dave Ball being hired is not the issue.
And
it's whether they broke the rule.
People forget 2 years ago, or something going on 3 years ago, Matt Rule was coming to the Giants. He left us at the altar. And who do we end up with?
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
But I mean, it might have been Matt Rule, but I thought there was someone else that then didn't come in either because we decided Joe Judge was our guy. But But it might have been that it was Matt Rule, and
it was Matt Rule. Matt Rule was
Matt Rule, but I thought there was another one. But maybe
Matt. Everyone at the Giants. Matt Rule going to the Giants. And Matt Rule went to Carolina. The owner told him he's not leaving. It was McCarthy who wanted the job, and the Maras dragged their feet, and then he went to Dallas. And McCarthy was the other guy.
Yeah, I knew there was someone else. I was trying to remember. I knew Matt Rule was one. I just thought there was a second. But either way, he didn't go to New York, as you say, because they decided to hire him. And they can hire whoever the hell they want. There's
nothing to do with that. You can hire whoever you can hire. You want, you interview one, but you don't break the spirit of the law and the rule that you set in the NFL. And I can't think of a good reason why, if you basically already banged out a contract and hired a guy, that you would still bring a guy in to interview. I always thought it was weird that Flores, who never had a Zoom interview, was coming in for a face-to-face.
Yeah, it's bizarre. I mean, the only thing you hope for is that it is completely illogical, just thinking on it, that you would interview a guy again when you've already hired your guy, and therefore you hope that there has just been a misunderstanding and someone has given incorrect, whether that inadvertently or overtly. That's what you've got to hope. And it isn't very logical to do that. However, those text messages do seem fairly confident in what they are saying. That's a concern. Also for Flores to take the step of suing.
All you need is one guy within the Giant organization say, yes, we already hired him. That's all you need.
I mean, maybe not one guy, but one guy and some paperwork, or 2 or 3 guys saying it, then yeah, you're starting to get in trouble.
Yeah, no, I'm
one
saying
guy. I'm not sure is enough, but I'm
saying one guy because you evidently got some corroboration from other places. I don't think free agents will care. It didn't stop dudes from playing for the Clippers, and the allegations, the situation were much worse. It did stop guys from going to the Clippers. Clippers weren't good for a while.
Some guys won't care. Some guys will.
Some guys won't. So it's about the money. A black GM got fired after winning 2 championships. Asked the New York Jets if they would trade. Oh my God. Evan Ingram. Play Poppycocker's music for Doms, aka for me.
Evan, are you coming back on a team-friendly deal, or are you going elsewhere?
Oh my God. I'm going to be known for a fake strip club. Not for my brilliant, witty insight and content and my ability to prognosticate the future.
Stop audio.
I'm going to be known for Poppycocker. If you're looking for the best entertainment of the West End, you know where to go. You go to Poppycocker. The only place you can get your poppycock. It's 2 for 1. Whoa, nice. All girls are coming with Poppycock. Get 2 for 1 special lap dances. Welcome to Poppycockers. Yes, Dom, I change it up every time.
Well, I know we move around London on a regular basis.
I've been West End every time. You want to know right? Because I wrote down West.
Not last week. Last week we were in the South. Check it.
Yeah, I know that last week. Last week I was crazy. Play pop. I already played pop. I'm not doing that.
It's because you haven't moved it on, you dummy.
I'm not doing it again. Also, Don, save me a spot, Papa because I might need to go into often if the Giants cut me.
Do you know what,
Evan? Contract.
Evan, you're welcome at any time on the grounds with your ability to catch record. I'm going to have your wallet.
Zach Attack is going back to school. Go ahead, Zach. I'm sorry, man. I've been missing messages. We got all caught up in this. Oh my goodness. He's just kidding. I don't know. Boy, I got a lot of messages. Oh, here we go. I wonder if Bill Belichick will testify for Brian Flores in retaliation for the NFL screwing him during the Spygate and Deflategate. He seems like he would be kind of a vindictive guy.
If a lawsuit's in Cincinnati, then that press conference writes itself.
My God. I hate the rule. Just hire who you want to hire based on ability. Yeah, but that's not the world we live in.
I think it's sad but true. Yeah, you do. You should hire who you want to. The sad fact is that and I'm not going to profess to be an expert on American culture or the history of race in America, but clearly the rule is there for a reason because there was an issue with the progression of black people into coaching, and that's why it was brought in. Is it the answer? I don't know, and I'm not going to pretend to know. But it's there because of that reason, I would imagine. And someone correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I imagine that's what it was put in for.
Listen, I don't know. Like I said, I'm only second generation here, so I can't tell you.
It's two up on me.
Yeah. I can't tell you because, like I said, we immigrated over here from Ireland, so I don't know. Like I said,
no, I mean I can't either. I'm a white guy from Britain. I don't even live in the States. What do I know? All I can tell you is what my values tell me.
Right, exactly. And that's the same here. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I just think, I don't know. What do we got here? I wouldn't mind an OC candidate from the 49ers. I wouldn't mind. I think we know who I want. Dom, do you remember who I want? Oh, we want to put a little pep in the step.
Didn't even get a chance to get it out.
That's what she said.
Come on, you
and two children later.
Oh my God. What do we got? Who is the wiggle say? The rule makes it so stupid. Will for sure be interviewed to satisfy the rule. Yeah, but the problem was they already interviewed Leslie Frazier.
And Patrick Graham. So they didn't need to do anything with Brian Flores. They could have just hired Dable right then and there. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not in the room. I don't know anything. Dom doesn't know anything. Well, maybe Dom does know anything. I mean, are you talking generally or about this issue? Because both are probably true.
Dom could be part of Her Majesty's Secret Service.
If I was, I wouldn't be able to tell you unless I killed you.
004 1/4.
And by the way, you've got your 20-second countdown because the Black Ops are on the way.
Oh my goodness gracious me. Oh my God. Dom, you're funny. There's no black.
Oh, he's gone. I'm just going to take it that I'm funny.
Sorry. Sign is golden. Sure, if you want to.
I was just saying,
back here.
I genuinely thought you'd actually dropped out of the stream then because I wasn't listening to you.
Dom is a snitch for the Queen. How did you know? So, Dom, it is true. We've talked about this before. It is true that you have tea with the Queen regularly because everyone in the UK does. It's like a rule.
Oh, he goes on the
it's like a rotating thing in the UK.
Yeah. And every week there are, I think, 20 spots that are just drawn at random as well. But you get your turn roughly once every 18 months. Roughly about that.
This is interesting because this would actually make it worse. You have two interview external candidates. Graham wouldn't count towards the Rooney Rule. So basically, you're saying that the Giants only interviewed him because he was black. And they already hired a head coach. That makes it actually worse.
I'd have to look up the exact Rooney
I
rule.
don't know the exact Rooney rule, but to me, that would actually make it a lot worse. That you've already basically hired a guy and you're only bringing someone in to fulfill it. So he's never really been an actual candidate.
I mean, you'd be crazy not to take Brian Flores as an actual candidate. Even if you believe the stuff in Miami, bring him in, ask him about it, because his track record in Miami was very, very strong.
This is a good one. Pep for OC, Wink for DC. Imagine Pep coaching Malik and Wink changing the defensive scheme that the team could start making some progress. I'm down with it.
It's at least apparently it's at least one diverse candidate. I'm just checking to see.
I thought it was one.
Yeah, I'm just checking to see if it has to be internal or external.
Well, it wouldn't matter because Leslie Frazier's external.
Frazier, exactly. So they're compliant anyway without Flores on that.
I thought it was one. I didn't know if it was two. And
it's at least one.
I was letting my Google expert Google.
So there you go.
So yeah. Well, if the Giants did do that, then that would make it even worse. I mean, if that was the case, I had to bring in two guys. And it turned out it wasn't. It's Black Mantle says it was updated recently.
ECK and I are on the same page over the DC.
Oh, and Wink Fangio.
Yeah.
And Winky Fangio. It's clear the Rooney rule doesn't go far enough because we still have a few coaches of color. Giants are the oldest franchises never having a black coach, despite Mara's rules stricter. I mean,
whether it's the Rooney rule or not that causes that, I think the fact that there are so few coaches of color in many sports, and not just in the States, there's something is behind that, because the stats just they don't match.
I'm going to break this down for everyone, kiddies. There is racism in the world. Yes, there is. 100%.
Yeah. There's racism, sexism.
There's racism,
every kind of ism you can think of.
Thank you. Any ism there is. There's racism, sexism in sports. It's the fact of life. We're humans. We're not imperfect beings or perfect beings. Is it wrong? Hell yeah, it's wrong. I mean, is there ways that we need to work on and try to fix it? Yes. But you know what? Dom and I are trying to cure global warming right now.
And then we're doing cancer straight after.
And then we're doing cancer right after that. So we can't fix this. Global warming, everyone. Open your windows. Turn on your air conditions. Dom, I think that'll work.
Yeah, and let us talk less.
Shut up. But to my point is we can't fix this. The league isn't going to fix this by putting a rule into place. You know how to fix this? You just don't care about race. Dom's my brother. James Williams is my brother. You know, it doesn't matter that Dom is a dwarf or he's an elf or he's a hobbit. He doesn't matter if he's a hobbit. It doesn't matter that James is black and my other friend is Hispanic. No, it's not that. It's just everyone just needs to just stop and just see people for what they are, and that's people. Except for Dom, he's a hobbit.
A mortal halfling. But yeah, I agree. By the way, on your statement, in all seriousness, I agree with both your statement about seeing people for people, not anything else. And secondly, that I am a geek. Can you go back to Jay's comment quick?
Which ones?
11%, that one.
Any word on Ken Dorsey?
Yeah, I've got two. Buffalo, baby.
Yeah. Oh my God!
He is. In case you haven't seen it, in all seriousness, he's a new AC for.
He's the new. But don't forget, everyone. During our draft stream, we will be having the contest for doing the best draft, baby. Yeah, I'm ready I am ready to do mine again.
Draft, baby. Yeah.
See, I've been practicing to sound just like Dom, so we will be doing that. You're very welcome. I know what you're thanking me for, but you're very welcome. How come facts, racism is everywhere, shared amongst all ethnic backgrounds? It's true. It's not going to go away. We're not going to fix it. Listen, if you're coming here to have us fix the racist problem, you're in the wrong spot. Sometimes I can barely find my house. So I had to put a light, which you'll laugh, Dom. Because of Christmas, we had on my porch, we had a bright red light. because and then I had one on the other
we
side.
have loads of them at Poppycockers.
But that was the thing here. I'm getting to that. So I had this bright red light on the porch. So, because it went with the Christmas display I had in the front yard. So my wife said, my wife was cracking up one day because she says, the only way I can get home and find the house, because we don't have a lot of bright street lights, is the fact that I look for the hooker light. The red hooker. And then I took it off. And now I put it like a flaming candle. She's like, I can't find the house. I can't find the hooker light. You know what she needs to do?
Get down to
Stock audio.
She needs to come down to Poppycockers. The other place that you get your poppycock on the West End. You can go down and meet the Dahmer. 2-for-1 health care tonight. Always back. The Poppycockers. It's like, we're done here, Dom. We're done here, Dom.
Is that, you mean we're being taken off the air, or it's 11:15?
Oh my God, Tim! If you can fix the Giants, you can fix anything. I can't fix the Giants. I can't fix anything. Don't look for me for answers. Because I got too many questions.
I literally can't fix anything. My DIY skills are appalling.
Oh my God, Dom! You have anything you want to wrap up with? Because it's at 6:15 and I got to make dinner.
Well, I let's quickly move on to lighter things. I know the Giants weren't involved, but what were your thoughts on the championship games this weekend?
They were awesome.
They weren't half bad, were they?
They weren't half bad. Tim, give us an update on Radio Gig. It's still February 6th. It's still February 18th. Everything has been finalized. Everything is done. I'm working through the process. I'm actually gonna have to do what is it called? A practice run where you don't actually do it on the air. So I'm going to have to do that I think it's next week. I think it's next Friday. And then after that, it's go live. And then once I have the actual yes, that I will be live on that date, I will give everyone the channel. I will give everyone the URL that you can go to their website and listen to the simulcast. You'll hear Dom the last 2 hours of the show. Being different. You
won't hear me at all. You'll hear John from Middlesbrough. You'll hear Tom from Dartmoor.
First of all, you're going to have places that are in either the United States or Canada.
You must have a Halifax. You've got a Halifax.
How about yeah? You have Halifax, Virginia. How about I'm Dom from the Bronx?
You mean you want my draft baby accent?
I want your draft baby. Yeah, I'm from the Bronx, baby. Make Tim the owner, Chris the GM, Dom the assistant GM, director of player and personnel, Dom Bad Dog as the DC. You know what the best thing is out of that? I'm the owner.
We're all getting fired by.
You're all fired
by 0009.
Tim's house is in the red light district. I'm not gonna lie.
I think to update your reading, I think you said your house is the red light district.
I know it is.
I think you'll find that's Poppycockers.
That is Poppycockers. Joe Schoen can get Wink. Dable early light. Oh, thank you. Here it is. Oh. This was the song, Dom. This was AP's. This was the song. I sang this song the other day. Joe Shane, can you wink by Dable's early light? What so proudly we hail at the twilight's last pepping.
Do you know what? That was impressively sing. I applaud. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And that is a very well thought through set of lyrics as well.
Someone actually wrote me a whole song. I mean, literally. I mean, verses, the hook, everything, literally a whole song. They sent it to me.
Very impressive.
And they were like, well, I would like you to sing this and make this song. And I was like, you understand
you didn't ruin it by singing it.
I was like, you understand that I have no musical talent whatsoever. And I really can't sing. I like to pretend I can sing. And this is like a whole 4-minute song.
Oh, dear.
I don't have that much time in my life.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm going to call BS on that one.
You know what I love about you? You think that these things that I make and do, I spend all this time. Like the poppycocker thing, that took me like 3 minutes.
I can believe it. I genuinely, like when we were doing the podcast, it was like literally, and this is genuinely true. We joined the live stream, what, 5 to whatever time we said. we or tend to. We talk for about 8 minutes. Go, what are we going to talk about today? And we go, I don't know, just hit record. Yeah, it was literally no thought, no planning whatsoever. So
No,
I can well believe that you do these things very quickly.
I have
But,
no.
but
I
the
have no
production
thought.
values are very, very strong.
Yes, I do have strong production values. I have a lot of good equipment, but I do. But this stuff. A lot of times I do this when I'm eating breakfast.
Hey, you know, you got to do something where you're eating your cornflakes.
I had an egg sandwich today.
Do you know what my lad had for breakfast today? And I'm not joking. He's 6. 2 pieces of toast, 3 bowls of cereal, and 3 Weetabix. There's nothing of him. He's a skinny little sod. I don't know where he puts it.
You know, it was funny though, because my wife was watching a YouTube video and it was about what they called the Disney breakfast and like the reality. So the Disney breakfast, the kids like eating like chocolate chip pancakes and bacon with hash browns. And, you know, they have a side of fruit with like a milkshake. And then they had the show the reality. And the reality is the kid pouring some, you know, milk into a bowl of cereal and eating it that way. And then my wife goes to me, oh my God, our son has Disney breakfast every day. Because I'll usually make it.
I was just about to say, who has time to do that? And then you just answered the question.
I do. Did you hear about Brian Flores News Knows? What happened?
Don't know.
Don't know?
I would say I'll Google it, but you know I'm not very good at it.
Yes, my friend. We've been talking about Brian Flores. We've been talking about it. If you go back and watch, I think it's in a minute. I think it's 1 hour and 18 minutes. Dom and I solve racism. So you go down there, you watch that. Yes, we did. We talked about it quite a bit. We talked about it quite extensively.
Literally broke as we started the stream.
What happened? Yeah, bro. Again, they hired a head coach. Did they hire? No, they fired Joe Judge when we were on the stream.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
I remember that now. I have milk and cereal separate. That's cool. I like that.
My daughter does that.
What's that?
My daughter does that. She eats cereal dry and then she has a glass of milk. It's like, what are you doing?
And you say you don't have time to sing a song. Sing a song, sing out proud. Gonna last the whole day long.
Can I go in timeout where you do singing?
Shut up. Flores will be blackballed from the NFL now. Smart college athletic director will hire him. He's going to get a job in the pros. I mean, not in the pros. He'll get a job somewhere. But yeah, he's kind of screwed himself for the next.
He shouldn't have.
He shouldn't have, but
yeah.
Dom, do you have anything to wrap this up with?
Well, I was going to ask you. Obviously, I talk about the championship game, but who or which team or which player was the biggest disappointment for you from the playoffs? Just to move us on from the Giants for the last bit in the playoffs.
The biggest disappointment in the playoffs.
Apart from the fact we weren't in it, but that's not a surprise.
I think Mahomes was the mistake at the end was the biggest disappointment.
Even though the championship game was probably like the absolute probably top end of what they could have done this year. Yeah.
Because you've already been to the Super Bowl, what, 2 years in a row? Or not?
Yeah,
two
2
out of 3 years? You've already been to the Super Bowl?
No, I think they were 2 in a row, weren't they?
No, because who did Tampa beat? I forget. Was it Kansas City?
It was Kansas City.
It was Kansas City. So
they had no O-line. They had no O-line.
2 years in a row. It's Super Bowl or bust.
Yeah, but with a rebuilt O-line.
Which a much better O-line than
it is a much better O-line, but it's still a rebuilt one. You know, at this back in August, where you know, everyone was saying Kansas City, but you know, a lot of people were saying the Bills and said actually it might just take because they won't be the number 1 seeds. They're going to have to go on the road a lot more, etc., etc. It makes it that little bit harder for them.
Tannehill easily.
I think Tannehill. I would agree with ECK here. Tannehill was where I was going. I think he put it on his back and failed, and he didn't necessarily have to put it on his back. I actually think the general play calling in that game, not just Tannehill, but the Titans absolutely messed it up right the way through.
Screwed it up.
They did, the whole of them.
Owners, old fat owners are trying to hold old fat coaches. Well, Dable's young. He's only 46.
He's not that old.
He's not that old.
And Joe Judge was even younger.
I wish I was 46. I wish it was a little bit baller. I wish it was a baller. Sorry.
I'll let you know in a decade.
Shut up. All right, everyone, we're out of here. I got to go walk the dogs, make some dinner, and do some fun stuff. It was a good 2 hours and 20-something minutes, Dahmer. We're out of here, guys. We'll do Super Bowl predictions next Tuesday because we got a week before the game. So we'll have our stuff then. I don't know.
San Diego.
My wife is starving. I got to go. My wife is starving. So we're out of here, guys. Mrs. Online Big Blue is starving. We're out of here. Appreciate everyone hanging in for the last 2 hours. And, for me and the Dahmer, we will see you next Tuesday.